Isn't this all from the corner out of the big lake that all gets to do? Superior, they said, your mom, here's up for dead. When the girls and all never got
Yo, welcome to Smallmouth Crush Live. Monday night, August 8th. Time is flying. You even mentioned it before the show, Eric.
I had an interesting fact that Travis is right about time speeding up. In fact, the Earth spun faster this year than last year by 1.5 milliseconds.
That
and
depends.
Travis, you are tuned in.
That depends
that's just
if
the fact.
You think this is an Earth and that it spins.
I've got a Timex, bro. It tracks the Earth time just fine. Takes a licking and keeps on ticking. Interesting. More to come on that later.
How's everyone doing tonight?
There.
Are you
Great,
ready?
man.
It is super, super hot. I have a fan blowing on high. I don't know if you can hear that.
I'm listening. Hold
Okay,
on. Let
maybe
me
not.
see if I can hear it. Hello. 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 Hello.
It's
It's
110 degrees up in here, dude.
Holy moly, man. It's like 70 in my basement.
Yeah. Basements are always nice and comfortable.
They are.
Mm-hmm.
Got to have the right humidity and temperature for all those crankbaits back there. I don't want any of them swelling up in the box. You know how that happens sometimes with those old butyrate crankbaits, man? They swell and expand crazy. Let's see. He's bringing his A game. Look at that. You got props already, man. A few minutes into the show, man. You're not that the other Travis that sometimes shows up.
Well, you get a different Travis every Monday night, depending on the situation.
You never
this
know
Travis
show up.
is excited because we have an amazing guest coming on. I got a lot of questions for our guest this evening. We're trying to step it up a little bit. It's been kind of, it's been pretty bland this summer.
You mean you've been pretty bland this summer? Let's just be honest, right? I mean, I think Alex is AI's been bringing his A game. I've been trying to bring it, but you're here tonight. And so let's celebrate. Everybody, give everybody a hand, Travis, out there.
Okay.
Very good. Very good.
Actually, tonight's guest has been on the Smallmouth Crush podcast season 1. Did a really good job. There was a lot of questions that he answered. He gave up a lot of great information, but we're going to drill him again tonight. And I thought maybe, just maybe, I could start perhaps once a month bringing on past guests to dig a little bit deeper.
Yeah, we talked about that earlier, and I thought that was a great idea, man. Good idea from Travis during our conversation in the car today as he was walking to the mailbox and I was picking up dinner. We talked about that, and I thought it was a great idea, Travis. Nice work.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. Yeah. Derek's in the house tonight. He was on the recent podcast as well. Who do we got? Bo Judd, Darius,
Neil Bone,
Rogue Trader,
James Lopez.
Who's
Jeff,
new? Let me know in the comments who's new.
Yeah. Bo Judd, what's up? I saw the Adagram, Brian Wisniewski, Nate Coy. Juice is in the house. JP Harrell, Jared Toft. What's up, man? Yes, I have seen those Mega Bass painted Big O's. Those are pretty sweet, man. Yeah, man. Sean Live, of course, Mad City, St. Cress, always, Mark D, MJ from Washington State. MJ, are you new?
MJ's not new.
I didn't know.
MJ is not new.
Okay, MJ, you're not new, man. Sorry.
Come on, Eric.
Dude,
that's pretty messed up.
I can't track them all, man. I mean, I just saw the Washington State, so it felt new. Did you know
I don't
MJ
even
was from
see that. I don't even see Washington State.
Because I'm scrolling up in the comments. I'm actually actively looking at who's here, not just what's on my screen. I'm working. So Washington State felt new. Did you know he was from Washington State?
I
Alex,
did not know
that?
he's from Washington State.
Neither did I. So MJ felt new to
not.
me because if it was just MJ, maybe I wouldn't have said anything. But Washington State felt new. That's kind of cool. He's all the way out on the other side of the country. Welcome.
Is this the MJ you're talking about?
Look, man, I saw an MJ from Washington
Do you
State.
see his deal?
What?
That's MJ, bro.
Hold on, man. I'm looking.
It's on the screen.
Dude, I see what you're showing me, but I'm looking for the MJ. Yeah, that's him. He's Washington State, bro.
Okay. Where's everyone else from? Let me know.
Hey, there you go. Let's get it all out, man, right now. South Carolina.
We know the Kings from Kentucky.
Of course. Darius. Wollastock Custom Tackle, New Brunswick, Canada. Jamie Johns, new here on live from Orilla, Ontario. Woo!
Wow.
Mm-hmm. Very cool. This is cool, man. I like this. Maine, Maryland, Illinois. Oh boy, look at that. Wisconsin, Pittsburgh, kale fishing, Cow Hampshire, Nova in the house, Juice, Ontario, Indiana. This is great, man. Western Kentucky, Andy Leonard. I love it, man. Colorado, Bass Nation, James Lopez. Let's go. It'd be funny if we tried to guess, okay, now that they've done it without looking back at the stream, on a future live, pick a name and try to guess where they're from. Who could track that? I don't know, man. This is a good little picture. That would be really hard, man. Yeah. Very cool, man.
Hey, we're going to step it up too, guys. We need to do a prize package tonight. We're going to do that super chat. Every super chat, you donate $1, you get in the entry. And we're going to do a pretty awesome giveaway. Not one Monster Bass box,
but
a bag as well.
What?
All kinds of stuff in here. I guess there's a T-shirt in here too, but I had a performance sitting here. I was going to stick in there as well. I might as well do that.
Oh, that's awesome.
Right?
Heck yeah, man.
Nice.
There you go.
Yeah. Dang right, man. MB.
So super chat, every $1. Remember, you'll get entered.
Hey, man, Shimano Shane's here. Patch Pirate from Nebraska.
I remember Patch Pirate from Nebraska. Hey, and then this Monster Bass must have been a lunker hunt takeover. So there's all lunker hunt in here, which is cool. A lot of stuff, actually. My God. There you go. Nice little prize package.
Yeah.
We like it.
Man. I put together a little something special for the public stream because I normally share this on live, so might as well get it out of the way because I don't know when you're bringing David on. So I don't do a lot of these, but this one is I kind of borrowed a name from my buddy Mike Powers. Get 5. This is my Get 5 River Rat box. It's a combination of buzz baits and spinner baits for my personal collection. So I just put it live tonight. Super, super, super limited quantities. There's some old school stuff in here. I bet it's got a buzz bait skirt color you've never seen or never fished or never thrown. It includes a spinner bait, special run of Epic June Bug from 9K Elite Lures. So if you missed out on that Lucky Craft box last week, it's got one of those in there. It could have brass or copper blades. And I'm going to tune up 2 of the buzz baits like I do in the Bass Lab. So you're going to get 2 specially tuned up buzz baits from the Bass Lab in here. One's a Bass Alarm and the other is out of production little sneaky spinner buzz bait that gets bit when the bite is tough. So anyway, I think you'll like it. And out of production JDM spinner bait, which is one of my absolute favorites. So it's all described on the Bass Lab. Alex, if you wouldn't mind putting up where people can find it for the new people. Bass Lab again. And I just got a note from Gary Sheets for those of you who bought the Clearwater Killer River Rat spinner bait. You're going to be back in stock soon. So anyway, man, there you go. Thank you, Alex, for putting that up. They're available tonight on the Bass Lab at bigcartel.com. So appreciate it, guys. I'll probably throw a couple stickers in there like I've been doing normally. So anyway, there you go. Maybe it'll be a she thick. I don't know. That's a pretty good one. I like that. That's been popular. Or it could be the Tug Life. I don't know. Tug Life, bro. That's one of my faves, man. I still love that. Anyway, thanks, Travis. Thanks. And thanks for everyone who ordered a Lucky Craft box. Those went really fast last week. So that was a hot little lick, man. Heck yeah. Jeff, thank you. Yeah, Sean knows about the super eruption. Heck yeah. Sean, don't get divorced. E-Stack's in for the super chat, Trav.
I see that.
You know it.
Yeah, look at that. Starting out hot.
E-Stack.
All right. What else you got, man? Hey, man. What else you got?
Well, other than organizing and reorganizing and trying to figure some things out and editing videos. So I had a ton of guide trips this past week. And believe it or not, quite a few of them wanted their day on the water video taped.
That's very cool.
Which is very cool. But my God, it's a lot of work at the end of the day. And in fact, I'm trying to get I'm trying to make it a little bit easier for me. Luckily, well, I was able to get everybody's video completed from last week. However, our tournament, we're missing an SD card. Remember we had a camera malfunction around weigh-in time?
Yep.
I can't find that SD card. So I'm looking, I'm searching. Hopefully that pops up. If not, we can salvage it. I made a very good video. We have your awesome interview still on there, Eric, that you did.
Oh, you did? Really? All right.
Yeah. Let me see if I can give you a little taste.
I really enjoyed that. I've never done that before. I mean,
Right?
I've never tried to post interview tournament competitors. And I mean, it was the first Smallmouth Crush Open. Travis gave me the camera. He says, "Hey man, go film some stuff." And I jumped in and had a ball, man.
Let's see if we can let me see if I can give you a little taste here. Could this be it?
I hope so.
Nope.
Jamie John says it's he's called him Chongers. Happy birthday also. So is it his birthday?
It may have been yesterday. We'll ask him.
Okay. So we get to wish him. Maybe we'll sing him happy birthday.
Yeah, you guys sing him happy birthday.
I honestly think we're gonna have to do that for the first time ever.
My weekly
I'm not singing.
that I'm looking at for the week.
That doesn't look like him.
Whoa, good eyes. That's why you can see smallmouth.
That's right. All right, hold on. Let me
Except for
find
today,
it.
guys, had a rough little derby at the AVA.
I gotta find it, bud. Hold on. Now it's thinking. Here we go.
Here we go.
The winners. It's taking an awful long time.
New York, representing. Tell us about your day.
We caught them all deep, drop shotting. We really didn't. We caught our whole weight afternoon.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, by noon we didn't have anything really. We had
Wow.
threes, and it turned on.
So were these individual fish, or did you find a group of fish and you worked that group of fish, or were you just
We were just rotating different drifts and
Okay.
just drop shotting deep all
so
day.
drifting? There we go. There we go. Okay.
You speak French.
Hi, nice to meet you. I'm Epic Eric from the Smallmouth Crush YouTube channel. I think we got Patrick Martin here, right?
Yeah.
Very good. And his wife. You walked up on the stage with fly fish with purpose.
Yes.
I think you've been here before.
Good night.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, no way. You
Yeah.
did it like you're a pro.
It's my first time.
I love it. Where are you guys from?
Canada, Montreal, Canada.
Montreal.
Yeah.
That's outstanding. What do you think of the tournament? First annual Smallmouth Crush Open.
Yeah, it's good.
You coming back?
Yeah.
There you
Great
go.
audio.
Good, a good day.
Really good day.
Good fish.
Stay in the river?
4 pounder, yeah. Stay in
Oh,
the
very
river.
nice.
Yeah.
You didn't have to worry about the lake. So you fished today.
Yes.
That's outstanding.
Yeah.
Of
First
course, being frustrated with our performance, we got back to the cabin, looked out on the lake, and realized it was dead calm in the afternoon. So what do? Eric and I head back out and busted them up. It was actually a pretty fun Busted them up, didn't little we, evening. buddy? Fishing until dark. Eric's camera issues again.
I know.
Anyways, we're getting the video.
I took a nice still picture for you.
We went back out after the.
It was a perfect still picture.
What the
Whatever.
Okay, because I can't find half the footage, I'm going to roll this video right into the next week. JP came back up. We fished the Dick Garlock Memorial event out on the same. All right, there you go.
Nice.
It's there, buddy. It's there. What were we doing?
MJ asked you, how do you feel about me representing you in public?
That's fine. I'm good. I'm good.
Hey, MJ, I've got news for you. This is public. This is a public stream, and I'm still here, so I'm guessing he feels okay.
It was
I'm
pretty
hanging
good.
on.
Man, I love that you took the
thread.
camera. You did what you had to do.
We need to get a microphone so that when it's windy, because it's almost never windy up there, that like operates in wind. Is there anything you can do about that, or is it just like you got to suck it up? Because when it's blowing 20, what do you do? I don't know.
No, dude. There's solutions. I've been messing with it actually today.
Oh, very cool. Because you got to figure that out. There's so much wind up there. You almost never get calm conditions. So,
yes.
I mean, how many times have you said in a video you've produced, I'm sorry about the audio. We had a little trouble with the wind. And it's like, so you narrate over it. But I mean, it is what it is.
Right.
You're right, though, Eric. To a point, there's nothing you can do about it. You can try and make little improvements, but it'll never be perfect if it's that bad.
Yeah, but that was pretty bad.
Well, some of it sounded great, and then some of it sounded like inaudible. I mean, it's
it was
the
kind
wind.
of weird.
What do you do? I mean, I don't know. So we work with what we're provided, man.
That's
God
right.
only provides us a certain number of calm days. Sorry, folks, or whatever that thing is you say. That's the simulation only provides us a certain number of calm day.
The lizard people.
Yeah, those people.
What do you did you fish a tournament down south this weekend?
Big news on that, right? So let's see. So our roommates won the tournament, $27,000. We are all rotating the same spots, just like we did 4 weeks ago when we won the tournament. We came away the winners, and this weekend they came away with the win. Pretty cool story. So they don't have much going on. It is a very tough bite. It is the remnants of the shad spawn. I won't give away the pattern, but they're rolling into an area.
But you fished it too, right?
I'm out. Yeah, I'm talking about their win. Who cares what the fuck we did? We didn't win. Anyway, so they're rolling into a very specific area to do something completely different than what happens. And they put their trolling motor in early, about, 400 yards from where they want to go, and which is a whole nother pattern, by the way. And they spook up a couple shad. And then those spook shad get eaten by a few bass. The one guy pitches a Senko, catches a 4.5 pounder. They proceed to, over the next half hour, catch 25 bass, drop shotting and throwing Senkos to a school of fish that wasn't relating to anything except for a bait ball. Crazy. So they had about 16 and change, feeling good, but definitely not enough to win. Or maybe they only had 15. Then they say, you know what? Let's go for broke and go back to the big fish pattern. And it revolves around much bigger baits and hunting for big fish.
Yep.
And they got the 4 bites that they needed. When it's your day, it's your day. So this is pretty funny. It was Michael Klamutis and Pal Kemp. So Michael rolled in tournament morning, couldn't practice with his partner on Friday, Pal. Pal makes a cast to a very defined area. Michael makes the exact same cast and goes, I don't even know why I just cast where you just cast. And literally he's 3 cranks and a 5.5 eats his bait. Like when it's your day, it's your day. And so $27,000, that included, I think, Ranger Cup money. And that's the biggest win of, I know, Michael's life and perhaps Pal on the local level. So, hats off. We stayed in the same trailer. We couldn't talk about anything prior to the tournament because it was not only a no information rule, but this is really odd. Even between tournament competitors, no information. No information. Crazy. Yep. So, but after the tournament, we saw them all day, by the way, which is really crazy. It's a timing thing. It's a timing thing. You are not fishing the pattern that we fished and they fished. And when we fished, when we won and should have won back-to-back days, you're not fishing for many bites. But these fish, I compare it to when the grass fishing is on in a river and those fish are healthy, either pre-spawn or way post-spawn, those grass fish are really hard to beat. And in these particular fish, it was down at Bugs Island, Carr Lake, as they say in the South, Kerr. They instead of Kerr, Yankees call it Kerr. Southern folks call it Carr, but Bugs Island. It's a big lake, very interesting fishery, very patternable, and we were fishing the same pattern. So stoked for them, man. It's really cool because all these guys know each other, but staying with the guys that won was a pretty cool deal, man. Yeah, there you go, man.
Very cool.
Yeah, hell yeah, man.
Perfect.
Yep.
Well, when's the next event?
Let's see. I got a derb down in Carolina this weekend with Scooter. We're fishing the Chowan River, which is not his home river, but it's right next to his home river, the Roanoke and the Albemarle Sound. So it's many different patterns, many different ways to fish it. The Roanoke is fishing super hot. It's super crowded. He doesn't like to fish in crowds, so I'm probably in for a long run. It's a very salty environment. Lots of barnacles and crabs is all I can say. It's like fishing a whole nother planet. It's really cool. Very cool. Super shallow, dirt diving kind of fishing, which is what Scooter likes to do. Run and gun, all power fishing. No
Love
finesse, no live scope. We won't have any electronics on the boat. Nothing.
Old
Just
school.
shallow.
Maybe shallow. Yeah, I mean shallow is shallow.
Yep.
There'll be a lot of shallow fishermen in that. I mean, it's a shallow water fishery overall. So, yep.
I cannot believe it's geez. Doesn't Brody of the Lake know that I go live on Mondays at 8?
Brody of the Lake. I haven't heard that name in a while.
On. Yo. Hey, I'm on a live show right now, buddy.
Oh, are you really?
Yeah, they can hear you. Say hi to everybody.
Hey, what's up? Brody Lake. I was calling to tell you they're raiding Trump's palaces right now.
Oh, geez. Well, we'll have to talk about this after
That sounds
the show.
that sounds like fake news. Okay.
Mar-a-Lago and all these places right now.
Oh, geez. All right, we'll talk after the show, bud.
Why is he even bringing up fake news on your stream? I mean, I can't believe
All right, I'll
that. Not
talk.
possible. Brody of the Lake, aka the pirate on the Halloween special.
There it is.
Was he a pirate? Yeah, he was a
Yes,
pirate.
he was.
Right?
He was dressed up as a pirate.
It was a pirate on the Halloween stream. I rolled in like a hot pirate, that's for sure. And Matt Pangrack, the sexy cat,
Yes,
which
he was.
still freaks me out a little bit because he was quite attractive. I mean, it was odd. But
that was a great episode. We're gonna have to do. We're definitely gonna have to do the Halloween special again.
Yeah,
Speaking of Halloween, I had to go to Walmart to buy some boat rags today, some micro towels.
Micro.
And they had Halloween shirts out, man.
It's a little early.
I was just like, and now I'm starting to freak out. It's August 8th. This month, I'm just gonna enjoy. I think I saw a little bit of a tree turning colors today. I wasn't sure.
No way.
Yes, you're going to start seeing that any week within the next 2 weeks. You're going to start noticing these little changes. And I think I noticed. Now, listen, the tree could have been a little sick or needed some watering, but it was changing colors early. And so my next little deal up on Lake Ontario this coming week and the following, I'm just going to enjoy summer. I'm going to keep those flip-flops on and try to, savor it the best I can. When I get home, I'm thinking about jumping in that open on the Chesapeake Bay if there's room. And so I'm going to have to be battling some, I'm looking for 5-6 bites a day, getting real finessey on the Chesapeake, something I haven't, body of water I haven't fished on since end of June. So I'm looking forward to that challenge. And then we'll be back up doing some fishing on Lake Ontario, the St. Lawrence River throughout the fall. But summer's coming to an end. We got to realize that, you guys. Like, it's crazy. It's crazy.
Do you think that can be a good thing? Like you said, you haven't fished it since June. Could that help you since it's going to be a tough bite? You'll just have a fresh mind.
I don't think
going into
so.
I knew he was going to say that. I was trying to throw a positive thread in there, Alex. Nice try.
No, it's going to be
you're talking to Travis in the Upper Bay. He hates it.
Hopefully they won't even let me in. Maybe they're filled,
He's hoping he doesn't even get
there'll be spots. No one wants to go up there when they're out of the points, drive all the way to Maryland, and
I'm gonna jump in
spend
it
another
though
$5
if
grand.
they let me. So.
And fish the dog days of summer on the
Oh
tidal
my
river.
God, it's gonna be 110
Oh,
degrees.
I know, man. Ooh,
Oh, sweating. You gotta bring like 3 t-shirts in the boat, change every 2 hours. No, it's bad, dude. And then
Do
you got
ya?
these yeah.
Oh, I don't know that I've ever done that, but okay.
You don't
3?
ever get like just drenched in sweat out there?
I mean, I wear a microfiber shirt, so it is what it
I
is,
don't know,
man.
man. Whatever.
I
I'm
mean,
doing it all wrong then.
no, I mean, I
Hey.
understand three wardrobe changes in a day. I get it. It's you, man.
I
It's
just
all
jump
right.
in the water at that point.
There you go. Right. Pour some cold water over your head, man.
Oh,
I
man.
find that quite refreshing. Provides a cooling sensation.
All right, let's bring our next guest on.
Yeah, let's do it.
It's about time.
I think it is.
We're getting too boring here.
Hey!
David, what's happening?
Hey guys, how you doing?
I'm doing good. We're doing real good. So, well, AI just jumped off. I was going to introduce you to Alex, but he'll be back at the end of the show. I know you met Eric at our Smallmouth Crush Open a few weeks
Yes,
back.
I did, Eric.
Nice to see you again.
Same
and
here, buddy.
David's been on the Smallmouth Crush podcast before. You had some great information. I'm glad to have you back, and I want to really got a bunch of questions for you. We got a lot of comments here. I don't know if you can see the comments on the right there rolling in, so people have some questions for you as we.
I don't know. I'm on my iPad. I don't see a lot here actually. So
we'll watch them for you. We'll send you questions from the stream. I've got some different questions from a different perspective than Travis is going to ask you. So I'll be asking both of you, but primarily you. And I'll be curious to hear what you have to say. And it's going to be really topical because we fished against each other in a team tournament in the Smallmouth Crush Open. And I think we saw you during the day. Travis, I'll let you lead, man. You're Smallmouth Crush. This is Smallmouth, incredibly strong fisherman. Let's roll, man.
Here's
Canadian.
what we're going to do.
Give him the intro. Tell him who he is.
First of all, David, I want you to give the intro. Give us a little bit of background, viewers that may not be familiar with yourself, what you're up to. We know you're from Canada. We know you catch big bass, but we want to hear all about it.
Yeah, I'm David Chong. I've been fishing tournaments for probably pretty close to 30 years now. So
wow,
long time. Mostly up here, but we've done some stuff down in the States. We've been to a few team championships, and we've dabbled down the States. We just haven't gone full hog down there. Lots to keep me busy up here for the summers, that's for sure.
I'll say.
Yeah.
You just got called Canadian Smallmouth Royalty by Brian Wisniewski. I'm sorry, that's a showstopper right there.
Canadian that probably has something to do with this girl right here.
Tell us about that big girl right there. She's a beauty.
That girl's a replica of a 8.7 pound smallie that I caught on Lake Simcoe.
Unbelievable.
It's back 14 now, probably 2014. So it's been a few years now, but biggest smallmouth of my life, and it's hard to top that one. That's for sure. You say you're going out looking for a PB. Well, it'd have to be pretty well a 9-pounder plus for me to do it. So
I mean, not many people have caught a largemouth that size. I mean, right? It's tough. That's extraordinary, man. Was it a crazy fight? I mean, did you tell us about the moment where you landed that big smallie?
I'll tell you the story. I might have told it on Travis's podcast before, but it is a pretty funny story. A good friend of mine, Steve Nephew, who is probably watching right now, asked me if I'd take him out on Lake Simcoe. He hadn't fished for smallies in the fall very much at all. And I said, sure, let's go out for a day. And we went out, and weather was pretty nice. Fishing was tough. When we got there, we launched the boat, and I realized, oh, man, I left my net in the truck. I said, we better go back and get the net. So we go back, and I said, just go in the back, grab the net. Well, I had 2 nets in the back. I have my regular net, which is pretty big. It's like 22 by 23. And then I actually had a pike net back there, which is even bigger than that. Well, he comes sauntering down with the big net. And I'm going, geez, you think we're going to catch a big fish today or something? And he goes, yep, I think so. Well, anyways, fishing was tough. We caught some 5s. We probably had caught about 6 fish, and most of them were like 4 to 5 pounds. So it was nice. And then it was right toward the end of the day. And I'm working a deep diving, a 100 DD, a Lucky Craft, and strolling it. So it was probably down about 27 feet or so. All of a sudden I get this fish on, and I swear when I first hooked it, I thought it was a Laker. because at that time of year they
Wow.
kind of cross over, and it didn't try to jump at all. It just stayed down. It was heavy, and I go, and then as it got closer, Simcoe's super clear, so we see that. Oh yeah, that's a smallie. That's a good one. It's probably 5-6 pounds. And then as it kept coming up, well, it kept getting bigger and bigger. And then, of course, it got to the surface and it tried to jump and it kind of did that big wallow and it kind of fell over sideways. And I go, oh my God. And honestly, I've caught that up to that point. I had caught 33 smallmouths over 7 pounds on Lake Simcoe.
Holy
I've seen some, and I looked at this fish and I'm going, I've never seen a fish this big, this close. And Steve's there with a net. And I go, get that net under. It gets it in, and we just stood over and stared at it. And then I'm going, how big is that thing? And I just go, I know it's the biggest smallie I've got. How big is it? Of course, I never carry a scale because I beam everything in tournaments. I don't care. I do now, but back then we just beamed everything. We just know we're coming with our 5 biggest fish. And we're going, I was thinking, you might have to go to the truck and drive the Cabela's. I'll put it in the live phone. I want to get a weight on this thing. And it just happened that a good friend of mine, Taro Murata, who's a guide, he was out there. I go, I saw Taro out there. He'll have a scale because he has it for his clients. So we drove out there. We found him, put it on the scale. It actually went in on his digital scale. It was 9.21. And then he says, but my scale weighs half pound light on everything. So I'm saying, oh my God, this is, 8.21, sorry. And he said it weighs a half pound light. So I said, so it's about 8.7. And it was like 23.5 inches. It had a 21.25 inch girth. Like it was,
holy moly.
It was just
beastly.
Like just crazy,
Incredible. Luckily you had the pike net.
Oh yeah. Well, the best thing was Steve, as soon as he got in the net, he just turned to me and goes, that's why I brought the big net.
That's fantastic. Wow. Congrats.
So it was awesome.
That's extraordinary.
Yep, sure was.
Jeez. So
actually, you met Steve. We fished together the SmallmouthCrush Open.
Was he okay? Yeah.
He's got that 522D. You met him. You met him at Clayton there.
So I wanted to ask you, David. I know you fish. You're everywhere, right? I mean, you do a lot in the industry. You're doing a lot of shows. I know you were at ICAST a few weeks back, fishing tournaments, pretty much. I mean, nonstop. I would imagine. Like your schedule's got to be crazy. So it was pretty cool to have you show up for our event. And I know you had a bigger event that following week, getting ready for the Thousand Island Open.
Mm-hmm.
And so you came from ICAST and you like walk me through I'm just curious, like a week in the life of you fishing tournaments on Lake Ontario and the St. Lawrence River, as well as all throughout Canada. Like, how did that week go down? What was your plan? Did you practice for our event? Can you walk us through that day? I'd love to know kind of what you were thinking, what you were trying to accomplish there, and as well as going into the Thousand Islands Open, what your goal there was.
Well, it actually was a crazy week, but Steve and I wanted that SmallmouthCrush Open trophy. That's why,
right.
we were going to come down there. Anyways, I went down to ICAST. I guess I flew into Orlando on Monday and got kind of settled in. Basically busy down there. It's nonstop meetings, and because aside from tournament fishing, I'm also in industry sales rep. So I represent a lot of different companies up here, like Z-Man, Eagle Nets.
Nice.
Great Lakes Finesse now.
Yeah.
And,
you just came on board with them.
I was very excited because I've seen Travis talk about a lot about the product, and I've actually used the tube jigs myself. Love them. So I'm looking forward to actually using a lot more of that product. But anyways, so unfortunately, I flew Air Canada, and I'm not going to be any different from anybody else who's been bashing Air Canada all over the place, including Mike Iaconelli. That was the funniest thing to see him bash Air Canada, say worst airline I've ever been on, never fly Air Canada again. But anyways, I was supposed to fly out on Thursday at 5:00. Found out my flight got delayed till 8. Before that, 8:00, then it got delayed till 9, and then it got delayed till 9:30. Then it got delayed till 10. I don't think we actually took off till almost 11:15 at night, which landed us in Toronto at about 1:15.
Jeez.
My wife picked me up, God bless her soul, at 1:15. Went home, packed a little more stuff. I had most of my stuff packed, and went to bed about 2:30. Woke up at 4:30, started driving to the St. Lawrence River, and and we put in a bit of practice in there, and we thought we had some well, the weather, I know you guys were talking about wind and stuff, but like, first of all, when the elites were there, I can almost 100% tell you that will never ever happen again.
Oh yeah.
To get 4 days of weather like that, it never. Travis fishes enough there. He knows that just does not happen. Many years we've done the Canadian Open down there, and of the 3 days, we almost always lose one to weather, or we get locked to the river. Anyways, it's never ideal conditions. And I even messaged Travis, say, well, what do you think? What do you think? Are we going to go? And go? I said, he asked me, what do you think? I said, well, unless there's an actual small craft warning, I think we go. If there's a small craft warning on the lake, then you just make it river only. But if there's no small craft warning, leave it open, guys. Listen, we're all big boys. You make the decision what you want to do. And we decided we didn't want to deal with that out in the lake.
Not worth it, man. I don't know how you guys do it. I mean,
well,
that's crazy.
The 4 or 5 days prior to that weekend, the forecast looked terrible.
Yeah.
And it got better throughout. Well, it got decent, right? The ABA was the day before, which I fished, and I chose to go to the lake that day and fish shallow, which was a terrible decision. Which I don't. I'm going to try not to make
5-6 footers.
Yeah, I'm going to try not to make that. I should have known. Experience. I should have known, but you wanted to make something happen, and I just couldn't move around shallow efficiently with the wind and the waves crashing the trolling motor. I couldn't move around. Like, I was at the mercy of the waves, and I should have known better. But for our tournament, we decided we were headed towards the lake, and then we decided to kind of make a little switcheroo. But I know some guys that went out there and they did well. So, did you end up? What was your plan, David?
We stayed in the river. We actually pre-fished for the river, because as much as I was hoping the weather would get better, even if it got better, Lake Ontario can roll for days after you get a strong southwest wind. So even if the forecast got good, you still had massive rollers to deal with. Tournaments are all fun and everything, but it's not worth breaking a boat, or for, I'll tell you that. And I don't think any tournament is worth that. And never mind
breaking your back. Yeah, you only get one back. You can buy a new boat. You get one spine in your life, right? Yep. I mean, unless you go in for some surgery. But
on the day of the event in the river, it
was fine.
It was fine. It was no. We had no issues whatsoever. We pre-fished for that win. Unfortunately for us, I don't know how your day went. Our day kind of went as I expected. I didn't expect a lot of bites, and we had 6 good bites.
Oh wow!
Unfortunately, we only landed 3 of them.
Oh wow!
As with smallmouth fishing goes, right? And I think we weighed 2094, just under 21 pounds, and we had a 2.5 and a 3 pounder in our bag.
Oh man!
So basically, we had 3 5-pounders, and the other 3 fish were all the same size. So we would have been close. We would have been in that 25-pound range, if we landed them.
There.
But
That's smallmouth fishing, man.
Exactly.
That's a crazy fish. I've never, ever experienced anything like it.
Yeah.
One of the first big smallmouth I caught was with Travis. But prior to that, I was fishing a tournament on Smith Mountain Lake, and where they will eat a topwater. And I'm throwing a super spook over a shoal, and literally a 5.5 pound smallmouth destroys it. And I tighten the line up. I've got the fish coming to me. And then literally this fish jumps higher than I think any fish I've ever seen. It looked like on a long cast with 65-pound braid, it looked like he was 7 feet out of the water and just threw the spook. And it was EWG hooks. I mean, I had everything. I had one round bend, one EWG in case they're slashing. I mean, forget about it, man. It doesn't matter. I didn't do anything wrong. I couldn't stick my rod in the water fast enough. I mean,
did you have double split rings?
I did not do double split rings on the spook, but see, so I didn't do everything right. Write it down, everybody. That's a super tip. Mark that in the comments, man.
So, David, were you closer to the mouth in the river, or were you mid, or did you run total opposite direction?
We actually started further up the river. We had a shoal that we had some pretty good practice days, and but the wind was like blowing right in on, and even in the river there was like probably 4 footers rolling in on it, and I just, a lot of times those fish just don't like it when it's rolling like that on top of shoals. So we actually left there with I think a 12.5 incher, and then we went closer to the mouth, and that's actually where we spent the rest of the day.
Very interesting. I've got a question for you. So I imagine you on the front of your boat, you're a scoper or active target. You're looking at fish. Travis does it. You guys are experts at it. So I don't love being up front in 4 footers because, I'm trying to peer around his shoulder. I need to stay out of his way and let him do his thing, right? So as a team co-angler, if you were on the back of his boat, this would never happen. What would you do behind somebody who's very adept at live scoping fish to generate a bite? I'm not, what one thing, if you could drag any technique, what would you do? And what have you seen other co's do that you're maybe surprised you over your tournament years where they're not on your team and they're catching fish behind you? What would you drag? What would you do? What would you throw? How would you do it?
So when you're dealing with a lot of, for us anyways, when we're dealing with current like that, especially with wind and everything, a lot of time we're using the current to help us. We're using the current to help present the baits, whether it's with a tube or a Carolina rig or a drop shot. And the live scope honestly I don't feel it plays as big a part. It's still good to see that there's fish there.
Sure.
But because you're moving with the current, I don't know about how easy Travis finds it, but when you're moving with the current, you'll see it, and then he's gone, right? So
it can be frustrating.
It's maddening. We did it on Sunday. It's maddening. I'm like, there he is. No, he's gone. Travis was on the phone with his wife, and I felt like I had a couple fish located, and literally they're gone in an instant because they're hunting. It's crazy. Anyway, so as a co on a team, if I find myself in that situation again during the Smallmouth Crush Open, because I've never fished a smallmouth tournament with Travis, what should I be doing in your view to get the prospect of generating a big bite? Because we don't care about numbers. If it's got to be 5 or more, or 4 or heavy.
Exactly.
Right? What do I keep in my hand?
We weren't looking to catch a lot of fish. We just wanted to land 5 of the right ones, right? And that's like I said, we had 6 bites. We had the bites. If we could have hung on to them, if you're fishing a team event, it helps if your boater communicates, and keeps you filled in on what he sees. The thing is, another thing I'd like to do, and I find it very odd that guys in team tournaments may be drifting and dragging, and they're both standing right beside each other.
Yeah.
And personally, I don't like that.
I don't either.
If I'm going to drift, and if I'm fishing a team tournament, I want to present those baits with enough of a spread. That, if it misses, if it doesn't see Steve's baits, maybe it sees my bait. We basically cover more water that way, right? And so I actually love fishing out of the back in those situations because, like I said, first of all, I don't have to, especially in waves and stuff like that, I don't have to worry about dealing with boat control and stuff like that. All I have to do is worry about is keeping my bait wet and paying attention to whether I get a bite or not.
Sure.
So
Okay.
I don't, like I said, we do like to stay apart.
Yep.
You know, if we're largemouth fishing, that's a different thing, you know. And
Sure,
whipping,
sure.
pitching, both stand in front, yeah, absolutely. But when you're drifting like that, and you're just covering water and, you know, doing the dirty drag, whatever you want to call it. You know, I like to separate the lines, cover more water.
Okay.
I think that's a key thing.
What's your favorite thing to drift? Like all around big bite getter. You might not get many, but you're going to get bit at some point during the day. Is it a sea rig? Is it a tube? Does it depend? I know it's a tough question, but I'm very curious.
It depends. It depends. If the current is relatively strong, which it pretty well is most parts of the St. Lawrence.
Sure.
I like a Carolina rig. I like a sea rig.
Okay.
You know, that would be my number one go-to. But I've seen days where, you know, they're not eating, and I think that was one of the days. And that's why we lost those 3 fish, is they just didn't eat it as well as they normally do. Because even the two of the ones we landed, two of the 5 pounds we landed, like one more tug, and that fish was probably off.
Oh wow!
Like it was being held on by little skin on the thing, and you know they're just not eating it all that well, you know. So it's a tough deal, you know.
Very cool. Thanks.
And I think so, Eric. So David was explaining more, what we weren't doing on that spot when you kind of got frustrated with me. So
yeah,
generally speaking, we experimented a little bit with this in practice, but
yeah,
generally you can find areas, little zones where you can sit there and drift, whether it be a drop shot, a drag a tube, a sea rig, a football jig, whatever the case may be.
We did it after the tournament. It was very fun. I loved it.
Yep. So that's when basically I'm trying to control the boat to maybe slow the bait down just
you
where I want it.
And you were great.
And we both would be able to fish that properly. Where Eric was a little frustrated was I was up on a shoal that had a little drop, fighting the current, trying to live scope and pitch a drop shot on their head, and he was getting in my way a little bit.
Oh yeah,
and
because you should have just told me go to the back, throw a sea rig.
I told you multiple times.
Nah,
throw
man,
something out there.
The communication. You are a super quiet individual. Like I finally got Travis to break down in front of the people at O'Brien's what he does when he's drop shotting. He's one of the best drop shotters I know. He's one of the best Ned riggers I know. But when it comes to describing exactly how he might trigger a bite, what he's doing, man, he doesn't talk a lot. He's a very quiet soul. He might seem like he's talking like he is right now, but it's a one-word thing. It's not very descriptive for me. And I don't know whether he doesn't want to tell me, because I don't know. But it's interesting. So I learned something today. So I'll ask the question again. If he's scoping like he was, should I just be casting out the sides, dragging a Carolina rig in the current? Because there's current. I mean, when
and one of the things I tell you, live scope actually does, other than showing you fish, it's showing you when there's no fish.
Mm-hmm.
So you know, in the past when I didn't have live scope, I'd be going along, I'd be casting up in front all the time.
Sure.
Well, now with live scope, I know I shouldn't be casting up front because I don't see any fish up there. So why am I? So what it allows me to do even up front when I'm using the live scope is if I'm not seeing fish, well, I'm always casting the side. I've caught lots of fish, you know, just throwing out to the side because, you know, the live scope, unless you're on perspective mode at shallow, when you're deeper, it's only 20 degrees.
20 degrees.
So you're not seeing as much as, you know, you'd like to see. You know.
Right on. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I think I'll keep that sea rig in my hand, man.
Yep.
I
don't even think I threw it in the tournament. I would have been happy to drag a sea rig around there.
Yeah, and if
you're mentioned it.
For me, I'll tell you, if I'm looking for a big bite, I usually sea rigging a swim bait.
Very interesting.
Yeah, like you know, like a 3.8, you know,
sure,
that kind of size, like a bigger swim bait.
Okay,
you
that'd have been a great
smaller
choice.
Baits, you'll catch lots of fish. And you'll catch big ones too, but I find that when you go to that larger bait, you do kind of narrow it down, and you know, more likely to get a big fish.
And
So-
we had a similar experience when we were dragging. The larger bait got the bigger bites. I was dragging a tube, catching more fish, but the bigger drag bait got the bigger bites. I'm
Yeah,
convinced.
we were using that
Flapping
one
hog.
Jason Gramata recommended.
Yamamoto flapping hog.
Yep.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yep.
And that certainly got some bigger bites. So a lot of questions rolling up. They want to know, what is your Carolina rig setup, and what is your favorite all around sea rig bait for the river?
All right, that's a tough one. Most people know what I use. Anyways, it's a my setup is usually generally a 1 ounce tungsten, ultra tungsten worm sinker. I run a brass clicker between that and the glass bead. If you if you use tungsten and you don't run something between, it'll smash that glass bead. You'll crack it up. You run the chance of cutting your line as well. It's not a finesse presentation at all. We're talking 8 foot, basically 8 foot heavy power flipping stick. I use a Tatula 200 so I can get the line capacity I want. 50-pound braid.
Oh wow.
20 pound fluoro.
Holy moly, man, that's legit.
Oh yeah, no, this
you
is,
can handle them smallies once you hook them.
This is power fishing,
Heck yeah.
It's when you get them locked on right, you can pretty well manhandle them. As long as they eat it properly. If they don't, you have to, until it's on properly. You got to play them a little bit.
Interesting.
Like I said, you might come in with that just a little bit of skin there.
What's your hook?
Land them like that, but
what's your hook of choice? The hook, because most EWGs frustrate me because the bite gap is not where I want it to be. So what's your hook choice for sea rigging smallmouths?
So if I'm running a crawl type bait, and a lot of times it would be like a Zoom speed crawl. I like the new Z-Man goat and the baby goat. But you can't. It's so hard to put those Elastec baits on anything with a screw to hold the bait on, right? So if I use one of those, I'll use an offset, and I'll actually use a little plastic disc, a little keeper, to keep them on there. But the hook I use, unfortunately, owner doesn't make it anymore. And I'm trying to think of the actual model number, but you would probably know the one I'm talking about. It's actually got the corkscrew on the shank right after.
It's the twist lock. It's the twist lock.
It is a twist lock, but the corkscrew is actually on the shank of the hook.
Okay.
Yeah. They
Yeah. I know it. I probably got a pack up there somewhere.
Yeah, they discontinued it about 5 or 6 years ago.
Oh yeah, that was a good
so
hook.
I'm down to my last. Hang on, I might be able to tell you here because I'm in my.
Somebody said owner
here.
haymaker.
So
I don't know if that name rings a bell or not.
Oh, I wish I had some haymakers. It's a 5135. I just looked at my last 70 packs or so.
70 packs.
70. So. What size? What aught for most of your fishing?
I run a 4/0.
4.
Okay.
Yeah. No, literally when they discontinued it and I found out, I bought like 100 packs. So,
yeah, it was called the owner twist lock. That's
I'm down to about like I said, about 70 packs left. So
yeah,
I'll probably be good for a little bit.
Sure.
Heck yeah.
We lose a few. We lose a few hooks, but not that many.
Yeah.
So
especially with 20-pound fluoro.
So man. A lot of times with this setup, you're dragging it. So how does the amount of line that you have vary, or do you keep it somewhat consistent?
No, it can vary. It depends on how strong the current and everything. Obviously, you want to maintain bottom contact. I do like every now and then just to give the rod a bit of a shake and everything, just to rat and make some noise and draw them over. I run anywhere from a fairly long leader, a 4 to to a 6-foot fluorocarbon leader.
Okay.
Wow.
That allows the bait kind of to float up there. You know,
Mhm.
I really wish my friends at Z-Man would make a bait that's the goat. Trust me, the goat is pretty close. I really like it. If I can find the right hook to go with it, then that might become my favorite. I've been catching lots of fish on it.
Wow.
It just takes me forever to get it on there.
Yeah.
Do you find once you do get it on though, it'll hold pretty well?
I
Or
get
stay
it on there and I
positioned?
put a drop of glue and it actually holds. It holds pretty good. But then
Sure.
when it tears off and everything, it's not.
Yeah. You just can't use a twist lock because it's almost impossible is what you're saying.
That elastic, it just doesn't work with the screw locks very well. I mean, you want to fight with it, you can fight with it, but it's a hard one. It's a hard one to deal with. But the goat's pretty close, you know.
So you got your 1 ounce weight, you're banging bottom, you're drifting along. How are you holding that rod? Is it rod tip down? Is it mid? Is it straight?
No,
Is
I
it
keep
out?
I keep the rod tip down, you know, and a lot of it is, you know when somebody's been Carolina rigging a lot, because you get the feel of things, you know. In fact, you know, I think every fish that we hooked, we could tell they were playing with the bait. They were nipping at it. They were nipping at it. Oh, there's one playing with it. And sometimes you drop back a little bit of line. Sometimes you pull it up a bit and then drop it back. And then all of a sudden you just feel something different and they've
Loads
taken it.
up. Oh yes. I love that.
No,
bite.
we've had them, like we've had them play you. And the funny thing is, I would say 9 times out of 10, when they're playing with it and you finally hook up with them, it's a big fish. It's like 5+.
That's so crazy.
Yeah, I wish sometimes I had a camera back there, all the way back there, where you can see what this thing is doing, because I can feel it pulling at it, tugging at it, pulling at it, and not quite committing. And then all of a sudden it plays with it long enough, and all of a sudden you feel a little different, and you set the hook and it's there, you know. So
how is that hook set?
Sweep set.
Well, it's a sweep set, but when you the one you want to see is when you go to sweep set and all of a sudden your rod doesn't move.
Ooh.
You can't pull it back any further because it just locks up. You know, if you move a fish 4 feet in the hook set, you're probably not worried about that one.
Right.
I love
it.
I love it.
But when you set the hook and it's like a 5-pounder, most of the time it feels like you just set into a brick wall. It's just
so awesome.
And then you hope it's not a snag, and then it starts moving and you're going, oh. And then usually the big ones, the other thing about the big ones is almost always they jump right away.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah. So as soon as you set that hook, you're trying to keep tight line, right? So you're going to catch up with that fish. Yeah. Oftentimes when you got a bunch of line out there, they're going to try, a big one's going to do that first jump way out.
Yep.
And
they will charge the boat, and you've got a real like a mad.
So how are you dealing with that jump? Like what's going through your mind? Because you're anticipating it once you set that hook. Like where do people go wrong?
I don't see. The thing is, I tell you, what I figured out over the years is with big fish, if they want to jump, they're going to jump. I mean, I keep the rod down, you know, because, you know, it's like anything else. You get smaller, you try to keep your rod down to keep it from jumping. Trust me, if it's a big fish and it wants to jump, it's jumping no matter what you do.
Wow.
Okay. So, but it makes me feel better that at least I'm trying something, right?
Sure.
If it happens to jump, I don't know if there's anything honestly that, you know, you can do. I mean, like I said, as long as they ate it right and you got a good hook set, you just got to, you know, hope that everything was in the right sequence, and if you did, they'll stay on. If you didn't, you know what? If it's so lightly hooked that it comes off on the jump, it might not even make it to the boat because of the current, the force of it. You know, it could tear off anyways, and yeah. I put my rod down, but like I said, I really don't know if that makes a big difference to them. They're going to jump regardless, you know.
The whole sea rig fascinates me, especially on the river for that application, because we've had a lot of Canadian anglers that talked about the sea rig and how important it is in their arsenal of techniques, and some are like, they roll 5-6 deep. That's what they use. And
Travis, remember the Monster Bass Open that we had? We came in second and then won the second day.
Yeah.
There was a Canadian boat, and that is all they threw all day long. Our boat, we're cycling through different things. Travis is netting and drop shotting because he's incredible at it. We had Rick throwing a swim bait out the back, a bigger one. He was getting the bigger bites, and I'm mixing in different things. So throwing his sniper jig. I mean, just a variety of things going on. And there was only one rig that was getting thrown on that one Canadian boat, and it was a C rig, flat out, ounce, old school, round lead, rolling around on the bottom. Super long leader on a spinning rod.
Yep, I've seen
that got me. I'm like, what?
Yeah. So what is the appeal of that? Is it? I assume you're also able to cover a lot more water, find productive water fast in practice, learn the bottom content quick. Are you doing anything else? Like, do you use underwater cameras? Are you fishing? There's so many questions here. I mean, do you fish like when you prepare for this tournament and you mentioned that shoal or this area, like, are you going to history first, or when do you have time to learn new stuff when you're fishing so much? Like, I know there's like a ton of questions in there, but
that becomes, once you fish the body of water for any length of time, that always becomes an issue, because the amount of time, Travis, if you checked all the water on the river, how many days would it take you?
Sure. Yeah. Forever.
It takes so you just you've got to sit down and kind of, is it that time? Have they gone deep yet? Where's my highest percentage to get a good bag? Is it going to be deep? Is it going to be shallow? And then kind of narrow things down, because otherwise you'll never have. And I struggle with this. I struggle with time to look for new water sometimes, because by the time whether you eliminate it or you find fish on areas you're familiar with, your time is done.
Yeah. Very interesting.
It is the struggle is real. Like it's tough. That's why sometimes people showing up who've never fished there have an advantage, because they come in with an open mind. They don't have all this stuff they need to look at, and a lot of times guys come to new bodies of water and do well because they come in with a fresh outlook, and whereas especially if you've been there a lot of times, you have so many memories, and sometimes those memories pay off, obviously,
right?
You can't deny, but these bodies of water, where there's the St. Lawrence River, Lake Ontario, whatever, are constantly changing. The bottom is changing. The fish are using areas they didn't used to use before, and they're not using areas they used previously, and then that may change again, and it may revert around. And
do you see that a lot? Because I'm starting to really notice that.
Oh yeah.
Where a year ago this was the place to be in September, and so I could not wait for September of last year to come around, and they just were not there, and then perhaps the following year they're back.
Yeah,
crazy like that.
Well, the other thing is I've also noticed a lot of the shallow fish, more so in the river than in the lake. In the lake, I think the numbers are still pretty good, but the shallow fish, when you find a school, before you used to find a big school and there may be like 20 fish, and they're all like kind of 4 to 5 pound type of thing. Now you might see 6, and again, that I don't know if that's something that's cyclical. It may change again. It may come up. I know out in the lake, you're more likely to run into, also in the lake, what I think happens is if you're in the right areas, fish keep coming.
Oh yeah.
They just keep coming. You're not fishing the same fish all day. You'll catch a few, and then even if you leave and come back, it may be a different pot of fish that moved up and to feed. But me personally, at least again for what I've seen, I've noticed that those schools are not as big as they used to be. And again, it may change thing, but I know I just came off Lake St. Francis, and I only had
wow.
1 day. I only had 1 day of practice, and try to look at everything on Lake St. Francis with 1 day of practice. Come on, and I looked at literally 5, key, what I felt were key shallow water areas, and a couple of them with sand. Obviously, sand's very, very key there, Travis. You know that, and some of the sand areas where just had that ugly, slimy moss green stuff on the bottom. Of course, when it's like that, usually the fish are not there.
Sure.
Very interesting.
And I saw, and of course we had to deal with an east wind on the river too, which is hell.
Yeah,
That's the worst wind to have on the St. Lawrence or on Francis. Is that east wind is just it's just killer.
That's funny. East wind on a lot of bodies of water can kill a bite. I don't know why that's true, but
yeah, but in that
through the old saying,
when it pushes against the current,
slows it down.
Yeah,
it can be good.
Oh yeah,
it can be good. No, it's bad.
No, it's bad.
I mean,
yeah.
Maybe if it was, I would rather, if it was an east wind, I would rather I'd rather have shallow fish, I think, and have it be sunny than try to make a deep drift. And I almost like completely write that off now. If it's even a 10-mile east wind on that river can really make things weird.
Yep.
You wouldn't think. It might not be the biggest waves, but it's like, whoa, this boat ain't even moving. We're not drifting. We're not doing nothing.
Yeah. And then what will happen too is you'll have times where the current below is going faster than up on top, and presenting things is an issue.
They're like trout. They're like trout. They want it drifting natural. So crazy.
I really resonate with the fishing, the history, and checking. I know in our tournament we were heading one direction, kind of made a I don't know, on the fly decision to I decided to go behind Wolf and head up towards the Canadian side, towards Kingston.
And the one area you mentioned was loaded. Your first instinct is always right.
Yeah. So we went there after the tournament and caught him, but
it was loaded.
But so we run up towards Kingston. We started throwing we're throwing some swim baits up shallow. We caught that one big one right away in the morning. I'm like, Eric, we're good.
It's happening.
We got all day to catch 4 more of these beasts.
Oh yeah, I catch it like 2 3/4, and then he catches the 5.
that lake started drawing me in now, and now I'm up more by Kingston and Amherst, and I'm starting. We're starting to get out on the lake a little bit more, and now I'm fishing history, which I haven't been to all year. But I'm like, man, this.
And then we see you, and we're like, oh, we're in now. We see you out there. I'm like,
we saw him.
Man, I know I saw him.
But then
you pointed him out. You pointed him out.
I didn't. I don't know. So then we go a little further.
We saw you.
That's what I said.
And the waves were getting a little bit bigger out there.
Oh yeah.
I know you were getting a little nervous, but there was a couple more spots I had to check. And the furthest out we went, it was in 30-some feet of water. All it was just a little ledge, a little lip. And sometimes they can be there, and sometimes they can't. They won't be. But I put the live scope on it, and we saw that one.
That was it.
And 30 feet of water. We dropped down to it. It bit. No kidding. It was a freaking northern pike. And
it was a giant.
I've never caught a big northern that deep out there like that before. And so that was really
I was ready with the net too.
God.
Travis goes, I don't need that net. And he just goes down with that claw like you see in the machine. He just grabs him behind the head and just sends him back into the water.
So after the pike incident, I realized we're a little out of our zone again. Yeah. Went off script. Let's head back up in the river. And
I've actually had the exact same thing happen on Lake Simcoe, and I think it was 29 feet of water. And I hooked this fish, and I thought, oh my God, this is a giant smallmouth, giant. And it comes up, and it's like literally it's like a 40-inch pike, and I'm going,
wow,
what the hell?
Yeah,
what are you doing down there?
Sure,
go find some weeds.
It was crazy. In practice, we found this little weed patch shallow. You clear it, and we saw a 5-pound smallmouth. And I had this thing for this lure I brought, and I pitch it in, and it's like the bite's there, and it wasn't the 5-pound small. It was like a 25-inch northern pike. I'm like, where was he sitting? We didn't see him. How could he hide in this little weed patch? But he did. It's so crazy to me. Had that experience multiple times on practice.
Yeah.
Pitch to a 5-pounder, and then a 1.5 is sitting with him and comes over and eats it. I'm like, no
Oh
way. that happened
Well,
like 3 times. Like, got him.
During our Thousand Islands Open, which Travis mentioned was after the Smallmouth Crush opened, and in practice, I caught a couple like 6+ pound smallies.
Wow.
And on day 2, we went to that area and we drifted, and literally where I caught one of the 6-pounders, I set hook and I thought, oh my God, if this is a smallie, it's got to be over 7, because it just felt bigger than the other one and thing. And I'm fighting it, and it's got big head shakes. I think it feels right. And then all of a sudden it didn't feel right. And I'm going, oh man, it feels like a walleye now.
Uh-huh.
Oh no.
11-pound walleye.
Wow. Oh, that's a giant. Well, that's the weird part about there. There's a couple of times with Travis, like, he's got a giant smallmouth. It's a drum. Oh my God.
Yeah.
It's just,
but we learned too. And I don't know if I was on a guide trip or if I was with you, Eric, when I remember when we were dragging the football head.
Yeah.
And that one, I swore it was a sheephead.
It was, yeah.
And it wasn't. It was a big-ass smallmouth.
It was a small.
But it fooled me. Like, I was cranking them in like I didn't care.
Yeah.
And if you were to do that in a tournament, like, you almost never know. But it did the big head shake like a sheephead. It did everything to me. It was a sheephead, but it wasn't.
Yeah. It wasn't. That's
vice
crazy.
versa. So you never know, especially when you're dealing with current and you're dragging and stuff. And that leads me to the next question. I know you love a sea rig in those situations, but what are your thoughts on like a heavier, like a 1/2 ounce or 3/4 football head, or you know how we were throwing that swinging football with that Yamamoto flapping hog on it. Like,
Cowboy is the code name, which you should have been saying though.
Is that something you implement as well?
Yep.
Or do you?
Yeah, I throw swim baits on heavy football heads, and I use the I had a company I rep up here, Stringies, and they make a up to a 1 ounce football head with a fast hatch
nice.
clip on it, so it's got that articulating. You put a swim bait on there, and it just swings back and forth like that. Yeah, it's in part of my arsenal, definitely.
Mm-hmm.
Heavy tubes. I still, I know everything's gone kind of Ned rig way and everything. I still love a tube. It's especially when I go to bodies of water like Lake Erie and stuff like that. As far as I'm concerned, the tube is still king down on Erie.
How about that? Why? What is it? Why is that?
I don't know.
Isn't that weird? I mean, there's a
we fish a lot of fall
there too, right? I mean, the gobies are there as well as it's interesting.
We fish a lot of fall tournaments down there, and I gotta say 60 to 75% of the time when we do well, it's still on a tube. We'll have days where the swim bait dominates, and and the drop shot some days when they're really fussy. But day in, day out, it's really hard to beat a tube down on Erie for smallies.
Wow,
really
very interesting. I got a question. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
No, go ahead. Yep.
Okay, so we had a little debate last stream. Light line. We had the Great Lakes Finesse guys on, and they're like, they let a little secret out of the bag with Danielson fly leader, and they're like, sometimes we go down to 3, 5. Necessary, unnecessary? Does it give the bait more action? Do smallies get line shy when they're spooky and shallow? And they've seen a million.
He's catching 5-pounders on 20-pound fluoro, dude.
Exactly. They don't seem to care when they're biting. I'm talking about flat calm, no wind, east wind, difficult. Like, is there a case for it ever, in your opinion, or completely not necessary and a waste of time?
Well,
I don't seen it make a difference.
I don't go quite that light.
Okay.
And I don't disagree with their reasons for running it. Okay.
Okay.
That lighter line, less stiff. Yeah. It potentially could give the bait more action and stuff like that.
Sure.
But like, for instance, if I'm drop shotting on bodies of water like Simcoe or Lake Ontario, probably 90% of the time I'm running a 10-pound, FC leader.
Okay.
So I'm an FC leader. I'm not, but I have 8, I have 7, I have 6. 6 is about where I draw the line.
Sure.
I really don't like, going much lighter than that, right or wrong.
Sure.
There are days when you know thinner leader will get you the bites you aren't normally getting. Definitely, I would never discount that. I
Interesting.
definitely think you have to be prepared for that.
Mm-hmm.
Do you need it all the time? I
Oh,
don't
yeah.
believe so.
Oh, when they're
You know?
biting, it doesn't matter. Yeah, when they're
I
active
I
and chewing.
when I was pre-fishing on Francis, unfortunately, my friend who was pre-fishing with me, he hooked a sturgeon right away.
Oh my gosh!
And he had an 8-pound test leader. Well, you know how that ended up.
Sure.
So
Wow.
I just laughed. I go, you better go a little heavier here. Take some of this. And
Travis, did you fight a sturgeon for like 2.5 hours, or did that end up being a sturgeon or a giant salmon?
So we thought it was a salmon. Turned out it was a sturgeon. It was snagged. We didn't know. I had to see through it. After you fight it for an hour, you're kind of committed to the fish.
Yeah, you were.
And when he came up, it was extremely disappointing. But
I mean, you went live during it on you had to. You there was nothing you could have done because you were catching salmon. It could have been a salmon.
That was actually up on that was up towards the lock by Cornwall is where that happened. So
right.
There was some salmon up in that zone, and I thought, well, maybe.
Yep. Oh yeah. But I've hooked into 2 sturgeons up exactly where you're talking about.
Sure.
Just below the dam in Cornwall there, and of course I figure I've got a chance. I've got 50-pound braid. And I've got 8-pound flip. 8-foot flipping stick here. 20-pound fluoro. I can land this fish. Yeah.
No. How big do you think? Did you ever see it?
Well, we saw the one because it was funny. It was during our Renegade Classic there the one year, and I hooked one, and we happened to have the cameraman on board, and he actually got it. It like jumped straight out of the water out there when I said hook on it.
Holy moly!
Yeah, it was probably about 6 foot long.
Holy moly, that's a monster fish.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
They're big. They're big and they're strong, and I want to land one, but technically in Ontario we have no season on them, so we we're not targeting them, but it's an incidental catch.
Yeah.
Interesting. Fantastic.
So real quick, getting back to the Smallmouth Crush Open, you had a shot at doing well there. You just didn't get the right bites. And the Thousand Island, how did you feel going in with your practice that week?
We had a tough practice again because of the wind, because it pretty well stayed windy then all the way through. And but we had some good fish going, and unfortunately for us, a couple key lost fish the first day, and then some pods of fish just moved on us. And the problem is when you got that kind of weather to deal with, it's not like you can move around really well or get around to different spots. So it just and then
the weights were
catching an 11-pound walleye when you think you're catching a 7-pound smallie, and
the weights were really impressive, and I felt like considering the wind and the waves that we had out there for that tournament, do you feel like guys targeting fish more deep, or were there some shallow fish caught in that event? Where do you think like the top 10, was it kind of a mix, or were they all focused on deeper fish?
No, I think it was a mix. There were guys who did well on shallows. They get to the right area and they got a little bit of leaf on the wind. They can fish them, or if they're fishing in the river and they found some shallow fish again that you got a lot of islands out there that you can get behind, and it's not too bad. I think it was a mixture. I don't think. Of course, you saw who won the event, right?
So he was probably looking at him, I would imagine, right?
Who won it?
Chris.
And
Chris
they
who?
won.
John.
Say his name.
Of course he can. We know he kills out there all the time. Corey Johnson. He actually should have won. I don't know what happened to him on day 3 of that Elite Series event, but that was his event to win. He obviously won this one. And I don't know if you guys know this, on day 3, the final day, he left at noon to go to his sister's wedding.
No way.
Yes.
You're kidding me.
No, I'm not. Yeah. Him and his brother Chris there, they are absolutely amazing out there. They've I know all those years of fishing the Canadian Open against them. It's quite the thing to watch when you watch them fish. I watched them fish win a Canadian Open, and I was fishing in the same bay, and I'll say it because everybody knows what it is. It's in Reed's Bay. And all Corey did for 3 days was cycle amongst, I think, 5 or 6 spots. He just kept going around, fish around, and fish around.
Yeah.
Crazy.
And he won. Those boys are honestly, they're so good out there. They are so good.
So
I think
does it boils down to their presentation is different, their ability to use their electronics, their knowledge of the body of water, or a combination of all 3?
I think it's all of that, Eric. I think it's all of that. I think they know they have so many areas out there that they know, like, intimately. They know exactly what's happening, and they were when Garmin first came with the Panoptics, they automatically just gravitated toward it, and they, a lot of guys took a while before they got on to the
sure,
especially, now Live Scope's better, but even when it was just Panoptics, those boys were on it like right from the beginning, and good on them. They're just incredible fishermen. They come, first of all, they come from, a line of, like, their dad was a champion bass angler back in the day with, Chevy Mercury and OV Pro Bass. And so I think I fished against Corey in his first tournament. He fished with his dad, and I think he was 9.
Wow. Wow. Very interesting.
Those guys are Canadian bass royalty. So
well, I don't know. There's 2 of them. There's only 1 of you. If I give you a brother that's the same age, I think you'd be beating the John. I'm just saying. 2 against 1, 3 against 1. Was your dad Canadian bass royalty? Did he have you on a boat when you were 9 fishing derbies? So now it's a 3-person team, in my opinion. Look, that's no shade on the Johnstons, but that's a different story, right? When you have a brother and you're working as a team and a unit, like, I mean, seriously, you're doubling your opportunity to learn, to understand, especially if there's no prohibition about sharing information between tournament competitors, right? They both fish the same series. And so that's a different story. Like, there was a tour de force down in the South, Jeff Coble and David Wright, I believe. And, they were known for, they sank brush. And fine, they did the work to do it, right? But they also moved the brush, and there was no electronics, GPS driven. So it was triangulation, and they had to know where to put the brush. And if you found their brush because you watched them catch them out of their brush and crank through that brush, and that's not all they threw, I'm sure, they would put grappling hooks and move the brush to the next best spot. And they shared their winnings straight down the middle. So they got 2 bass boats on the water, planting, learning, sharing, and it didn't matter if you won or I won, 50-50. And nobody from a regional perspective that I know of has actually cashed more checks. I mean, Travis, that'd be a great interview for you if they would agree to be interviewed. Jeff Coble and David Wright. So the North Carolina guys that are listening here, and anybody who knows them, they're known for their cranking. They made some of the Zoom WEC crankbaits famous. I'm sure Poe's out there as well. But that's what they got known for. And they fished regional terms. They never wanted to go pro because they could dominate the regional scene. I think they're over, I don't know, $2 million in winning or some crazy number like that. I know it's over $1 million. That's crazy.
It's the crazy thing up here sometimes we see is, especially, when Chris and Corey are done, like the main elite series and stuff like that, and they're back home. So they jump into a lot of tournaments back home.
Sure.
And we actually run one in the fall. Our club runs one on Rice Lake, which is a very well-known bass lake up here.
Okay.
And they sign up, and we constantly get these people. Why do you let them fish?
Well, you want to beat the best.
Why not? Don't you? If you want to win, don't you want to? And like last year, I think they, if I recall correctly, they ended up 7th. So 6 teams could walk away from there and say, we beat 2 Elite Series pros.
Right.
You know?
A dual pro team, not just one elite pro. I beat both of them that work as a unit, right? And maybe they compete against each other. I don't know. I might be speaking out of turn.
Oh no,
but
they fish together in it. So
okay,
together as a team. And listen, I love when they show up. You know.
Heck
sure,
yeah.
you want to fish against the best. I know Travis does.
Yeah.
He wants to fish against chumps and chodes, right?
Right.
No chumps and chodes coming to Travis's tournament.
That's right. So
although we were the chodes and the chumps.
Oh,
and
we were.
Well, we were for sure. We got shellacked.
We tried too hard. So after the Thousand
It's the
Island
humbling
Open,
sport.
you decided. So what was it? A week later was Lake St. Francis tournament.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Oh
so,
wow! 3.
So now
big
you're down
tournaments.
there.
This is awesome.
What, like, how many days of practice did you put in for that?
Unfortunately, I only got in 1 day.
1 day.
You know, I had I actually had a bunch. Believe it or not, I had a bunch of work thing I had to do, and then I was on my way down there, and I thought, oh, I'll get out for Thursday, Friday, and I went out. I got to my buddy Big Jim McLaughlin's place on Wednesday night, crashing there, and I'm looking at the forecast, and I'm going, thunderstorms at 8:30. Thunderstorms at 11, thunderstorms at 1, thunderstorms at 3. Maybe I could do some more work somewhere. Sorry.
Wow.
But you know what? As it always goes when you make those decisions, guess what? The weatherman was wrong.
Sure.
And it just spit a few times during the day, and that was it. So unfortunately, I only had the Friday, and I thought, you know, I was on some pretty good fish, and I, 9:30 in the morning, we had 17.5 pounds in the well. And now I'm thinking, well, let's see how much over 20 we can get. You know, I figure it was going to be 25, 26, you know, to win it. And
was it?
Oh yeah, 26.05. Actually, a guy who I fished pike tournaments with ended up winning with his partner. And 26.05, I think they won with Ted Philippoff and Alan, his partner. But
big bag.
The rest, I'll tell you, the rest of the day, the wind, like I said, the wind came out of the east, which it wasn't supposed to. Finally changed to the southwest. Apparently, I wasn't in the right spot when the wind changed, because it's heard from so many guys, when that wind shifted to the southwest, the fish just lit up and just went crazy. And I obviously not in the right spot at the time, because we never got that. And believe it or not, after being at 17.5 pounds at 9:30 in the morning, at the end of the day, we had 1792. So we didn't even pull up like half a pound. It was we were catching fish. We were catching lots of fish. We just, you know, and we started, changing baits and seeing if we can get a bigger bite. You know, we're still marking fish, so,
interesting.
Where do you think that big bag came, shallow or deep there?
I'm actually believe most of the top finishers came shallow.
How about that? Still shallow.
Yep.
All right, I got a crazy question for you. Yep. So there's a lot of people. Is there a topwater bite on a goby fishery dominated like Thousand Islands, Ontario, and do you have to wait till dark to get it?
Nope.
Really? They will eat a topwater.
Oh yeah.
Oh, how about that?
Yep.
Travis, you said they don't eat topwater.
Well, I say don't throw it much. I'm sure I've caught a few on it, but I don't.
They don't. It's not a. I would.
It's not a pattern.
Go-to bait.
Right. But I'm just talking about for fun. Yeah.
I've had, guys I know, who fish his team in the Renegade on Francis, and they'll come in the day and they caught every one of their fish on top water.
Really? Are they throwing ploppers or walking baits?
Usually walking baits. Usually, Sammy,
like spooks and Sammy. Sure.
Yeah,
that'd be so much fun. I mean,
we could do
anything. I would love to, just for fun.
Okay.
I mean, I want to try it if it's the right time.
Speaking of just for fun, because I do want to ask David this question, because I have areas and zones and maybe a lot of people that go up there. So not every day's productive as far as the weather, right? We can't always go and go find these deeper fish and move around. We just want to go catch some fish and have some fun. There's a heck of a population of greenfish and largemouth in that system. And I know you've done some damage with them in the past. What's something guys should be looking for? Is it the grass-filled bays? Is it the matted up stuff? Is it the backwaters? Is it the main river? Is it the docks that are close to a cove with grass? Like, what should someone look for target greenfish?
It's actually all of that.
Is it?
If you're on the St. Lawrence and you see areas that look largemouthy, it probably has largemouth in it,
and they don't get fished for much.
Docks,
Do they get messed with much?
Not as much as the smallies.
Yeah, I mean, Travis, you who was the guy who had the total greenfish bag?
Oh, Joe Zombak.
Yeah,
he had a big,
and it was a good bag, right?
Yeah,
all greenheads.
Yeah, we won. It's been a couple years now, but we did win an event on the St. Lawrence with 23 pounds of green.
Holy
really?
Crap, that's crazy.
Yeah. Yep. And the thing was, so Travis, you were asking about what to look for.
Yeah.
So this is a great story. I gotta tell you this. So the lake freighters that come down the river. So this was on a second half of a back-to-back. So there were 2 one-day tournaments out of Morrisburg, right across from Waddington, and we always, in the Renegade circuit at that time, we always blasted off in the same order. You had the same number all year, so you always follow the same guy follows you. So we're heading down the river. We did okay the first day. We did 18 pounds. The weights weren't as big as they were now, but we did 18 pounds of largemouth, and we finished 8th, I think, on the first day. Mike DeForge and Jay McCormick ran to Lake Ontario from Morrisburg and came in with like almost 23 pounds of smallies and won that first day. Anyways, on the first day we're going out, we go through the Iroquois Dam, which that's kind of a freaky thing, driving through the dam.
Sure.
And we're going along, and this straddles comes. And we're going, and Dougie's doing, my partner, Doug Brownridge, he's doing like 71 miles an hour. And this boat just walks past us and go, man, that guy's got to be doing like 78, maybe 80 miles an hour. This 18-foot straddles. I think it was an 18-foot. Anyway, he walks by us. And we finished the day. We finished 8th. And we go out the next day. And we're going along. We go through the dam. We're going along. And sure enough, in the exact same spot, here comes the straddles going back. Yep, he's still fast. Except this time there's a lake freighter coming at us.
Oh.
So we go to the American side to the left because we figured it was more space there. We'll let them widen out a bit. We can ride them. And he goes to the right on the Canadian side. And here they come. And we're going, up and down, up and down. Then all of a sudden in the distance there, what happens. You see what happens when a boat spears a wave.
Right.
It looks like just an explosion, right?
Yeah.
Holy
saw
moly.
this kaboom over there, and we kind of look over each other. Did you see a boat come up out of that? And you go, no.
No way.
We go over, and sure enough, we get over there, and there's just the nose of the boat hanging out. One guy's holding onto the nose. The other guy's floating with his life jacket on. I think the boater's name was Kevin and his partner. I forget their names, but anyways, and 2 other boats pulled up behind them because we were all blasting off, right? And we grabbed the one guy, pulled him in the boat, went picked up the other guy. The one guy, we thought he was going into shock. We had covered up with life jackets. And I said to the other guy, I'm on the phone with 911, trying to give them coordinates and everything. And all of a sudden I look up, I said, do you know what? Just send the ambulance to the Coast Guard head office in Prescott. And I could see the ramp right in front of us there.
Sure.
So we drove the boat up on the ramp, and we told the other 2 boats, tie a rope to that boat and tow it in, because otherwise somebody's going to hit that. It's just a black nose sticking out of the water there. And we waited for the ambulance. We waited, and he was funny. We figured he was going to be okay when he's going, what are you guys doing? You're in a tournament. You
right.
Go fishing. Going, It's okay. It's okay. It's not the most important thing right now. And we, so the ambulance came, they put him on the board, strap him. He's going, get me off this boat. These guys have a tournament. They gotta go fishing. Yeah, he'll be fine. Whatever. So we go out, and we were thinking of running to the lake because we've done that many times before. And we thought, and we can, we fished enough there. We figured we can go blind and do okay. And but we just lost 2 hours while waiting for the ambulance and doing all this. And going, now we can't run to the lake because if you run to the lake, you only have 3 hours to fish anyways. And we're going, what are we going to do? I'm going, you know what? Whatever. Let's just go fishing. At this point, does it really matter?
Sure.
Doug's driving down the river there. Probably a little slower than he was before because after that happened, you're just not, probably doing 65 miles an hour down the river now. Anyways, so we go back to the area. We got some of the largemouth, and what haven't we fished? And I go, oh, do you know what? I had a tree around the corner here, and go there, and I skip in a stick bait, and all of a sudden, the little line starts swimming, set the hook, 5-pound largemouth. Nice. All right. So we go, that's a good start. And we're going, we fished a bunch of other stuff. And then we headed down the river there. And, I had a really good weed point. I got some like 3-pounders off of and, make a cast there, get a 4.5-pound largemouth. Oh, all right. And just keep going and and you're asking what to fish. So we got one under a tree in the shallow bay. Now we're fishing a weed point in the main river, where there's milfoil coming out. And then we went over to the U.S. side, and there's a bay we have over there that's full of milfoil, and there's docks along the shore. And, we go along, we fish the docks and get to the dock, and Doug gets a 4 3/4.
Wow.
And we're thinking now, and we got a couple other small ones in between. So we got a limit, but we got 3 really good fish. And we head further down to another island, little rockweed transition there, and just in from the main river there, and throws out the jig and gets another 4-pounder. And now we got 4 good fish, and we're on our way back, working our way back, and we're going, you know what? Remember those pencil reeds we found like 4 years ago? See, this is the memory thing, right? We go, that looked really good. We didn't get anything out of it, but you know what? There should be a good fish in there. We go there, and don't we get another 4 and change? And we come in like just under 23 pounds, and karma, I don't know. It said, but it was
Was it good enough for a check? Was it good enough for a check?
Oh,
they won.
That was good for the win.
Oh wow, that's incredible.
With largemouth, like I said, we lost 2 hours. We got to rescue some people, and you don't forget those days. It's going from I don't know what we're gonna do, and basically, we won junk fishing, right? And I said, Travis, every fish came on a different type of structure in different areas. So that's what you were asking, what do people look for?
Yeah.
If it looks bucket like, go fishing.
Go for it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Man,
yeah.
Great story.
Yeah.
Great story. One point that I want to point out that wasn't lost on me is, like you said, sometimes when people go up there that have never fished and have no experience, they end up doing really well. So my team partner, Scooter Lilly, had a friend from Carolina go up and fish Ontario. I think it was the Open. And all he did was fish wind-blown points with a chatterbait and end up top 10 in it. Never been there before. Threw power, chatterbait all day, boom, top 10.
The problem is what I see happen. It obviously doesn't happen to Chris and Corey, but some of us who fish, sometimes we overthink things.
Yeah.
Which is one of the reasons this weekend, actually, I'm going to a lake, White Lake, that's up by Ottawa, Arnprior. I'm so excited to go there. And the weights aren't great to win here. I think if you're over 16 pounds, you got a shot to win. But the fact that I've never been there before, I'm just so excited just to go fish something different that I have no preconceived notions about. I'm just going to go try to figure things out because when you're sometimes when you've been to a body of water so much, like I said, I think you just overthink things too much. You when you should, if you just showed up and went fishing, you'd probably do really well.
Yeah. Yeah. Very cool advice. No question. Travis, let me know before you're going to wrap up with David. I don't know how much time he has, but
Yeah.
I wanted to show him something that I'm proud of. What's your favorite drop shot color worm? One of them. There's got to be a Morning Dawn in there somewhere, right?
Well, it's kind of like, it's actually, especially on Lake Ontario and stuff. One of my favorite colors is in a Z-Man trick shot, and it's called Meat Dog. So it's kind of purplish and pink.
Yeah.
And, but
Great
so
color.
it's very close. It's very similar.
So I did a tribute. I'm a crankbait nut, if you can't tell. I wanted to get into whole like crankbait discussion on smallmouths with you, but I don't know if we have time. But I'll listen to the podcast because I'm sure you talk about it a little bit. But I, with my own nail polish, and then TK Stanley from Tacklecraft recreated. Travis, I'm sorry, I got to show this.
That's fine.
A Morning Dawn crankbait, and Aaron's Morning Dawn.
Nice.
Yeah, how about that, huh?
Nice.
How about that? Sexy, right?
Yeah,
all right. Have you ever seen Morning Dawn crankbait?
I throw that.
Yeah, I'll send you one.
I would throw that.
This is a shallow water. Yeah, you could just this is the 4-wheel drive of crankbaits, man. Comes through anything. I'll send you one. Get me Travis. Get me his address.
I will. I
would love it, Eric. I would throw it.
That's
Absolutely.
awesome.
Beautiful.
Cool.
I'm a lot of people who know me know I'm a freaking tackle junkie.
Me too.
I love. That's why. When I start working with some brands like Travis's Great Lakes Finesse, who he's working with as well.
Yep.
I'm excited. I love the fact they came up with a little tube jig, a little bit different.
Oh my gosh, that tube head's awesome.
Yeah, and that little the little underspin, the sneaky spin. It's a cool bait, and that snack crawl. So there's I love it when I see stuff like that, and the sister companies, kind of Scuff Baits, and Taro Murata, who's been a good friend of mine like forever, and some of the stuff he's coming up with. He's actually, I would have honestly, I don't know if you guys have seen some of his YouTube stuff and thing. This guy, as far as I'm concerned, from all the people I know, is probably one of the best instinctive fishermen I've ever met. I would have loved to see what this guy could have done if he took tournaments seriously. He's won his share of tournaments, but he guides, but he always figures out something to get his clients fish. That's what it's guiding.
Very
sometimes is harder than fishing tournaments, because you got to get somebody who doesn't necessarily know what they're doing to catch fish. That's
true. Yeah,
that's a chore, But he'll come up with the weirdest things to do, and he'll
really.
Oh yeah.
Oh, what's his name?
Taro Murata.
How do you spell that? I'd like to spell it. Taro.
Murata. Murata. So he a lot of those scuff baits are his design. I think all the scuff baits are his design.
Oh, you're kidding me. Okay, yeah. With Great Lakes Finesse. That one of their side brands, right?
Yeah,
right.
sister companies, yeah.
Okay, got it.
Yeah,
got
check
it.
out the scuff bait, but check out some of his stuff, and he's actually a fun guy to watch. He's pretty zany and everything, but I tell you, one hell of an angler, one hell of a fisherman.
Very cool. I like it.
A couple questions. What are your thoughts on spy baits? Is that something you use quite a bit, or
I use them more and more now? Two lures that have become a much bigger part of our arsenal. Obviously, everybody has heard on the St. Lawrence and on Great Lakes of my buddy Big Jim ties these amazing marabou jigs, and he ties them for Chris and Corey. He ties them for a lot of guys down in the States. And the spy bait is, when you get those slick, calm conditions, that thing can be like absolutely deadly. I've done really well on Dual Realis spy baits, but also Lucky Craft makes a screw pointer, very similar. There's a number of different companies that make different types of spy baits, and some days it's the thing I have to get used to is I don't know how much you guys throw a spy bait, but the bite is so weird on it sometimes.
Yeah.
I swear it's a perch biting on it. And you set the hook, and it's a 5-pounder.
Sure.
It's just such a weird. It's such a strange bite. You just have to set the hook at everything. Sometimes it doesn't even feel. It's just something. You almost feel like, oh, the prop stops spinning, and you set the hook, and it's a giant fish.
Right.
Oh yeah. I've done well with the Okashira screw head on like a little mag draft.
Okay.
Not a mag draft. What is it? It's the Mega Bass
Spark Shad.
Thank you, Travis.
Okay.
Yeah, and the natural shad. And largemouth eat it too. It's a bite getter, man. I remember reading an article way back in the day. It might have been an Ozark guide. He said if he wanted to give one non-fishing client a lure, he would use that spin head. Isn't that crazy? There's something about that jig head. And it wasn't the Okashira, but the Okashira's got a badass hook in it. I think it was made by Northland Tackle. It was called the Whistler Jig.
Yep.
And he said that was just a bite getter for people because it's just
used
cast out and reel.
I was actually just going to bring that up.
Right?
I used to use those Whistler jigs from Northland for walleye all the time.
Yeah. Something about it. I don't know if it creates a vortex. They hear it. I don't know what they feel with their lateral line. What's it sending out? Anyway, same thing with the spy bait. It's got two though.
Yeah, I know the spy baits is such a subtle. Obviously, you can't really hear it, but it creates some kind of sound down there, and it's like I said, it's so subtle. I just the only time, if it's windy, I don't know if I'm wrong, but I put them away. I don't really throw them. I'd rather throw a jerk bait if I'm fishing shallow and it's windy than but when it's those slick calm conditions. We fished the Mitchell's Bay Open, like Travis. I was on Lake St. Clair,
right?
Mitchell's Bay Open, which was a phenomenal event. It was so well run by the community down there. And our first day, we weighed 22 and change. We were sitting in 6th, and I think 4 of the fish came on spy baits.
How about that? Do you throw the heavier one that's meant for the bait caster, or do you stick with the OG?
I actually
the FX.
I really like those alphas. Those kind of deeper body ones.
Yeah.
But I throw the Alpha 72 a lot, the smaller one.
Okay.
But yeah.
Cool.
But hey, listen, I throw the Lucky Craft screw pointer. It's an 85, and it's got 3 hooks. Kind of, I know everybody. I don't know if I'm that big on it to sing with my jerk baits. I've used the pointed 100 like forever with 2 hooks, and I've caught so many fish on it. But there's some people who just, you got to have 3 hooks, And, I don't know, I think you have to have the right hooks. Is the key thing,
Right.
If you have the right hooks, and I kind of wish Owner made their. I think I talked about it with Travis and a previous show. Those I think STY 35s. Is the troubles with the kind of odd angles. They're not all 120 degrees apart, so it's wider apart and thing. And unfortunately, they only make it down to a number 6. And some of the smaller spy baits, I think you need to go down to number 8.
Yeah.
Number 6 is a little overkill on it, but the hookup rate on those hooks, and it's amazing. And because they're also kind of a wide gap, they kind of lock in better. So I think your landing percentages are much higher with those
treble hook baits for sure. Good tip, man. Good stuff.
Very good stuff. So we have, I know you can't see these questions, but guys, the questions came in. There's a lot. So I don't want to, they want to know your size, line for your rod setup, for the spy, all that. Let me bring on Alex here. Alex, what's happening, man?
AI in the house.
We had a lot of,
how's it going, David?
All right.
There's a lot of questions here, man. Let's pick a few, okay, before we wrap this up.
Sure.
There is, yeah. And this one was more of a statement. It came in earlier in the show, but I wanted to turn it into a question. So Jamie Johns, he said, I think Simcoe will produce a double-digit smallie in the coming couple of years. What are your thoughts on that, David?
100%.
Oh, double digit.
100%.
Wow. World record?
I've actually seen a world record. It's 11, and I don't know about that, but a double digit. I've seen like I've caught one almost 9, and I've seen a fish out there that was bigger.
Wow.
So I know that was over 9. Was it 10? I don't know. We didn't. It did not. It looked like a carp, actually.
Right.
But it was a smallmouth. Yes, I do believe there's a double-digit smallmouth in Lake Simcoe.
Wow.
Absolutely. And then another good one that came from Chris Flay, and he was wanting to know your opinion on what you think is the better smallmouth, like Simcoe or St. Clair.
Woo. If you want to catch a double-digit fish, I think Simcoe. If you want to catch a lot of like really nice 5 pound, 5.5 pound fish, I think St. Clair's got a probably has Simcoe beat on numbers. Yeah. So it depends on what you're looking for. If
Sure.
you want that, like I said, I've got 34 smallies over 7 off of Simcoe.
Crazy.
And I think my friend John White, he's into the 40s as far as 7-pounders caught on Simcoe. So
wow.
And a 7-pounder would be almost 98% of the people out there's personal best.
So, yeah.
But
I'd
St.
say
Clair's
so.
St. Clair's an amazing fishery. That's why I was so happy to go fish that Mitchell's Bay Open, and if it wasn't for the damn wind on the second day, which cost us a few fish, it's not an excuse. It's just a reason.
That's true. I wish we had a switch. It should be illegal to have wind over 12 miles an hour.
Travis, there is a switch. You just don't know how to access it yet.
I know.
But you will.
It's hidden somewhere.
So no, he truly believes there's a switch.
Oh.
You just gotta find it, bro.
I'll find
Me
that
too.
switch.
I know. It's the aliens coming off Galoo. So just find them and talk to them. You'll see him at some point. You'll communicate with him. I know it. You believe, bro. I believe there. X-Files.
Yes.
Let's go.
You haven't spent enough time up there, dude. David, you've seen
X-Files.
stuff in the air up there on Lake Ontario. I know you have. Come on.
Have you ever seen a white pelican?
Yes.
On Ontario. Not you, Travis.
Oh, yes.
A pelican.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
I've actually seen. We had a flock of pelicans fly over us on Sturgeon Lake, which is in the Kawarthas, while we were doing a walleye tournament.
Were they white?
Yes, they were white.
How about that?
That's why I had to look up and go.
There's a northern white strain of pelican. Well, Travis kept pointing out pelicans that weren't pelicans.
It was a long story, but we were in an area with a bunch of swans, and I thought they were pelicans. And I kept telling Eric, I go, well, there's the white pelicans. I always see white pelicans out here. And I do. And as we got closer, we realized they were swans. So
I knew what they were. You thought they were. I said they were swans right out of the gate. I have no problem identifying. Clearly not. It's just the power of suggestion. You wanted to see them, so you saw them. You want to see an alien coming up out of the water from Galoo, so you see it. It's the power of the mind. It's a terrible thing to waste. All right.
Man.
We had so much fun that day.
Funny.
Oh my gosh. Oh, David, the conversation can get a little crazy on the boat sometimes. No alcohol needed. That's the best part.
Nope.
Fishing is fun, man. You are a blast. You're very technical. I love it. You're a gearhead. Man, I wish I had 2 hours to talk to you about tackle because I'm a junkie just like you. I bring up a test box of crazy baits all the time with Travis, and what do we end up doing? Throwing neds and drop shots. And I'm like, man, look at this whole test box right here. Right here. It's the 6 inches in front of your face, man. But we sell out and we throw the same things because we just want to catch fish. So that's a problem. But
it's fun experimenting.
And that's because we honestly don't get enough time on the water. Because if we did, we'd have time to try all those new things.
It's true.
But the little time you get out there, you do exactly that, Eric. You want to catch fish. So you go with what you know, right?
I wouldn't say Travis has a little time on the water. He's got a lot of time. I'm like, didn't you just catch him all week on a net and a drop shot, dude? Come on. Now, I give him credit. We did some good, cool stuff on the St. Lawrence, and we filmed some really interesting things. So,
but he's trying to fine-tune colors and everything then,
Oh, yeah, true. We could. Absolutely. It'd be very interesting to see if he deviated and went to some shock colors. Would Smallies respond or not? I don't know.
They do. I think it's your person. Here's the deal. I honestly feel when you go to the St. Lawrence or you go to Lake Ontario, you go new body of water, you fish your strengths. If you whatever strengths they are and you're comfortable with, that's what you do.
Yeah, when you're tournament fishing,
you're
I'm
gonna
talking
have
about when we're filming YouTube videos.
Yeah.
Different
I get
stuff.
that.
Just for fun, creative content.
Yeah.
That's all I'm talking about. I'm not
that's
telling
the
you
same
to
thing
deviate
too
from your tournament stuff.
If you're a
strong as
shallow
well.
guy, there's plenty of big bags of smallmouth up shallow year round out there. If you're a deep angler and you want to deal with that, if you like the current of the river, there's so many different options. That's why I love that whole area. I mean, I love all the Great Lakes. I think there's there's so much to it. I'd be content just fishing this zone the rest of my life. You know what I mean? Like it's cool to go to Kentucky Lake or, name a place, Harris Chain or wherever.
Bill,
Yeah. But man, I just love it up here. So
we know, Travis. we know your love for upstate New York.
All right, good.
It's good. And Canada.
Yes.
Well, I mean, you've never been in Canada as far as I know, but I mean.
No, you can. I fished plenty of waters in Canada.
No, I mean on
during
soil.
the SmallmouthCrush Open, he was in Canada. You guys were in Canada.
Oh, yeah, I know we were.
Yeah.
We were. I got the notification on my phone. Welcome to Canada.
Good stuff.
Did you use the Arrive Canada app or Arrive Can app before you came over?
Not yet.
Don't say that. The government might be listening.
Uh-oh. I guess you're not even supposed to put your power poles down there. So, right? Is that true?
Technically?
Technically, probably.
Yeah. It's confusing.
We were just.
Hey,
drifting.
listen. We're just fishing.
Right.
There you go. 100%, man. I used to say that all the time when I was 12 on the ladies' farm pond. Ma'am, I'm just fishing.
Yeah.
Including the time when I was like 48, like fishing behind the Safeway. There's this like retirement community pond, and they had the little like Mr. Security guy that was just a homeowner. And he goes, "You can't fish here." I go, "Sir, it's 11:30 at night. I'm 48 years old. I'm not leaving any trash. I'm just fishing." "You got to go." "Okay, sir. I'll be on my way."
Once I'm finished fishing.
Exactly. Oh, I went to the other side, hid behind a willow tree for sure, man. I kept fishing.
That's funny.
No doubt. Mm-hmm.
Good stuff. Well, David, thanks for hanging out with us. We certainly we appreciate it. I know,
man, that was
my pleasure. Anytime.
That was fantastic. Really good stuff.
Always a blast talking fishing with you guys.
Yeah,
what's the plans here in the next couple of weeks?
Well, like I said, I'm going to White Lake, so I'm real excited about that. I'm actually going to take my sister out on the first day of pre-fish. She doesn't get to go. She doesn't get to go out fishing too often. So, we as kids, my parents used to drag 5 kids. We'd wake up at like 2:00 in the morning, and they drive us out there, and we'd be fishing for the day, and load us up in the station wagon. Of course, that was before you had to wear seatbelts. We were all crawling around the back and everything.
Right.
So that's going to be fun. Like I said, new body water. So I'm looking forward to that. Then we're heading, where are we heading after that? Big Rito, which is one of my favorite lakes. If you want to try a beautiful inland lake.
Is that largemouth or smallmouth?
It used to be all large. You used to have to fish largemouth if you want to win. Doug Browrich and I won back-to-back tournaments on a weekend there with like 40 over the 2 days. I think 43 pounds of largemouth.
Nice.
And but nowadays you can still win on largemouth, but smallies are definitely starting to dominate. And it's a deep lake, so there's like lake trout in it. And this is where the live scope really, really shines. Guys are catching smallies over like 100 and something feet of water.
Whoa.
Yep. And they're finding the live scope and targeting them, and it's actually a pretty neat body of water.
Good stuff.
How do you think guys are taking the time to learn that? Are you just out there blindly hoping that there's a? I assume you find bait fish and then they're just trying to, like, are they there one day and then gone the next? Like that would be such a hard.
Yeah. Oh yeah, but there does tend to be certain areas where the
and
fish
zones
is more commonly around. So
okay.
there's they're not like totally gone. They may have moved in the area, you know, or even like the last time we were up there, I went and pre-fished, and I coming along, I'm in like 26 feet of water. These weren't suspended fish, but I see like 5 fish, and I'm going, oh, those look pretty good. And I threw my drop shot, watch it fall down, watch one of them come over and go like this, and 4.5 pound smallie.
Oh,
this is cool. Okay, I'm going to come back here. I come back in the tournament. They were about 50 feet from where I'd found them for, but there were 4 of them. I could see 4 of them, the 4 that were remaining, right? And I threw out there, dropped it down. Fish comes over and boom, 4 1/4. I thought, this is way too easy. Except once I caught that 4 1/4, I'll tell you, I threw everything at those other 3.
Sure.
how about that?
And I followed them around for 2 hours.
What?
They would not bite.
They're like, Joe is gone, Frank's
Yeah.
gone. We're not eating anything for the next
Oh.
day.
Oh,
But
that was so frustrating. I came back
See,
3 times, and every
that's
time they were
crazy.
right in that area. I could, there they
How
are.
about
All
that?
around, throw a different thing, change colors, change baits, light
If you
my
only
line.
had some, you didn't do 3 pound test.
I didn't do 3 pounds, and maybe that's what it was.
Hey, I bought a on sale spool of Gamma 1.5 pound test. It was in the clearance racket. And Travis, I want to take it up and try to, I don't know if there's a 1.5 pound world record smallie, but I want both of us to try to land a fish on 1.5 pound
Well,
test.
you better, Eric, you better test it first, because you'll do it, and then you'll find out they test the line, and it's a 3 pound test.
Right.
Well, Gamma, I think it might be Gamma Touch. I don't know. I got to check. You're right. I got to check the diameter. Right, diameter. So Travis,
Yes.
I'll do the diameter check. Either way, we're trying the horsehair 1.5 pound test, and we're going to see what happens.
All right.
Yeah.
Let's find some 1 pound. Let's just go with 1 pound. Let's make it easy.
I may have a spool of that too.
Hey, come on, 1.5 is 50% stronger. That's not good.
That's right. Crazy.
Oh man.
Crazy. Stay tuned for some craziness. All
That's
right.
All
Awesome,
right, David. We'll let you go. Thank you very much for hanging out with us.
Thanks, boys. I really appreciate it. It's fun. Anytime. Let's talk fishing.
Awesome.
You're always welcome back.
Yeah, man. Awesome. Thanks
All right.
again.
Thanks,
Have
David.
a great night. Tight lines out there.
Yep.
All right.
Thank you.
Thanks. Yep. Good stuff.
Wow. Great stuff, man. Great
I'd
show,
say.
Travis. You
Yeah.
came with your A game. You brought an
That's
A
right.
player to the table. Great
That's
job.
right.
You're
That's
back.
right.
Good to have you back.
Thank you. Thank you.
Hey,
Thank
little
you.
energy, little verve, good questions. You were
Oh
prepared.
man, dude, we forgot to ask about his birthday.
Oh yeah.
Ah,
God, geez, we didn't sing happy birthday. Get him back on.
Jeez. Next
Well,
time.
David, if you're watching, happy birthday to you.
It might have been yesterday. I
Happy
don't know.
birthday yesterday to you.
All right. So a lot of super chats. We do have to draw a winner. We got that Monster Bass, bunch of Lunker Hunt baits in here, a gift pack here. We got that performance shirt here. We'll give you
going
guys
out
a
to
little
the
bit.
same- all going out to the same person.
Yes. Yeah.
Man,
Whoever did the
that's
super
one
chat.
lucky winner.
We'll give you
One
guys a
lucky
second or
winner.
two if anyone wants to take part in that. And then we'll have Alex draw a winner. So next week is the 15th. I will be up on Lake Ontario going live. Yes, I will. And then it looks like I have to go to the Jersey Shore on the 22nd. So we'll be doing a live from the boardwalk, I guess.
There we
What
go.
else? And then the 29th is the VIP members only. And then we're into September already, bro.
Crazy.
Time
to think
flying.
about, right? Topwater time. Who wants to see a topwater takeover box from the Bass Lab? Let me know. Sound off.
Ooh.
I mean, might be a Rio Rico in there and a special run color. I don't know. Could be some JDM mixed up stuff. I don't know. Let me know. Let me know.
It'd be a good live show. Just
yeah.
Topwater tips.
Oh, Topwater tips.
Well,
I could show some of this stuff too.
We should probably talk, Eric, about getting you back up to New York at some point, and maybe we do bust out the top waters for one evening.
Okay.
They catch them there.
Dude, I would love to do that. I've been itching to do it. You know, I keep talking about it, and I know it's not the right time. Look, I know I bring it up sometimes at the wrong time, but if it is the right time and it's fall and the fish are shallow, and you know, we could maybe eke out a bite. That would be fun, man. I know we tried it on Champlain. I did catch that one. You brought me up there and I caught that big old northern. We caught some, and it was really terrible weather. I mean, it was cold rain that day. Oh my gosh. It was fun to go someplace new though. I enjoyed that with you, man. Because that was kind of back to the same body of water where we first fished together on Champlain.
Mm-hmm.
And I threw topwater with you that day.
We messed up. We should have
threw that boing lure.
Yes.
And I caught him.
We should have went to the inland sea that day, by the way.
Oh man. I went to the inland sea with Darren, who's the guide up there, and I Carolina rigged because the wind was perfect for rigging that day. And what did I Carolina rig? A Zoom speed crawl. And he used the brass weight with little swivels on the side, and I had some in my pack. They jammed it like every drift. It was 4 or 5 smallmouth over 4 pounds. He's like, I'm going to win right here. And I'm like, then why are we drifting on the same stretch? He just wanted to keep catching them. Like day before his tournament, he just kept banging on him. Like, holy hell.
Yeah.
And he came in like second or third or something like that. He almost won. But then we went to the inland sea, Travis, and we didn't topwater fish. I threw some topwater in different places, but not the inland sea. But I promise you, on every dock I skipped a Senko on, there were multiple largemouth. I'm like, this can't be this easy. It was nothing huge, by the way, but I mean, I like up to 3.5 pounds. I'm like, this is ridiculous. That place was loaded. Loaded. Now he probably knew the better docks, but obviously, but it was crazy, man. Yeah, he knew the lake very well. He's a stick up there. So, hey, I forgot to mention that in this for those of you just joined, in this Get 5 box, I'm throwing in a shock color Timber Tiger in a shock color of my choice. Shock color. We talk about shock colors a lot. Not many people throw shock colors, but if you think about a merthiolate trickworm, that's a shock color. A pink trickworm is a shock color in my book. Nothing in nature resembles that. One of the most iconic shock color super shallow crankbaits is an all chartreuse, straight up all chartreuse baby -1. Catches the shit out of them. We call it the light bulb, and great for muddy water. I mean, they eat it all day long. There's no stripes on it. It's just straight freaking chartreuse. Shock colors. Don't sleep on shock colors. So I'm throwing one of those in the box for you guys that bought it. So I don't know. I think there's a couple left, but thank you guys for the people who purchased it. So, and I will put a topwater box together because I think it could be badass. I'm thinking what I'm going to put in it, but I've got some ideas.
Hey, let's draw a winner.
Do it.
See who we got.
If you ever see
What's that?
Mover. Sean Lai said, if you SmallmouthCrush, if you ever see BTC show up in that cougar mover, you know it's trouble. I don't know. It just caught my eye.
We got to get BTC back on here.
We do. Where's he been?
I don't know. I talked to him. I shared with him some really good information a few weeks back, non-fishing related, and we were digging it, and we got into a big conversation, but I haven't heard from him since. So,
I love that guy. He's awesome.
He's the man.
He is funny, man. He is a good one.
All righty. Well, we do have a winner for tonight's giveaway. As always, we want to thank everyone that chipped in, participated, and entered into the giveaway. But our lucky winner this evening of the Monster Bass box, bag, shirt is none other than Brian Wisniewski. Brian, I'm sure I said your name wrong. I apologize, but congratulations on the win. Reach out to Travis or I, and we'll get that box out to you ASAP.
Sweet.
Love it. Cool. Good job, guys. Appreciate you showing up, and
you too, Travis.
Being there for me.
You showing up. Exactly. AI in the house. Travis Manson back in the house. He was missing for a couple shows, but he's back.
I think we got David confused about the UFO talk. And I asked him directly if he's ever seen anything strange up in the air around Lake Ontario, and he did not answer.
That means I don't think he has.
Certainly he has. He had to have.
Or he's been told not to talk about it.
Could
possibly be. He's been by the Royal Canadian Police. He's been had to sign that NDA. Possible.
He did say something about the government listening. He was the one that brought that up.
They wouldn't scare me enough to be quiet.
Right. We know that about you.
Okay.
You're rogue.
You
You're
shut
rogue.
right down, Eric.
You're
you
rogue,
could
X-File.
be drop shotting right there off of Galoo, and this craft comes right out of the water.
Oh, I
And
talk
you-
about it like a motherfucker, man. I'd get my camera out, I'd video it, I'd tell everybody, holy shit, I was wrong. Are you kidding me?
I mean,
you
yeah,
wouldn't
you
be
wanna
able to
sell
shut
You were
me
wrong
up.
about the white pelican. So what else are you wrong about?
The white pelican. I still need to see it for myself.
Okay.
It's just odd that we didn't see one that day and you kept misidentifying them. That was the funniest thing I've experienced with you. There they are. I'm like, it's like 300 swans. What are you talking about? That's one. No, it's a seagull, dude. Stop it. You're killing me. You do know your ducks, though. I'll say that.
I do know my ducks.
You do.
Yes.
I'll give you the ducks thing. Pelicans, well, I know.
I like unusual ducks, like I like to see some gadwalls and some widgeon out there, not the mallards. And when we run past something interesting, like that flock of widgeons I pointed out to you.
Yes.
Pretty cool. Don't see that every day.
The ruddy ducks were cool.
Yeah.
Very cool.
There are a lot of loons up there.
Oh,
a few. There's a few.
Well, I mean, I saw some fishing.
Yeah.
And that one drift we did, in the straight. Yeah, we're a couple loons fishing. Oh, I saw them. Okay. You were on the phone with your wife, man. What are you talking about?
All right.
Talking about your Ford repair. Hey, whatever happened with that?
Got the Ford repaired again last week.
Was it a new charge or?
Yeah. It's all new charges. So we had a $4,000 charge.
Right.
So let's say the month of July, $4,000 charge, a $2,000 charge,
$6,000,
and then a $900 charge last week.
Holy shit! So you were right. There was another thing they came up with. What was the thing they came
It had
up
to
with
have
this
been.
time? No, it is the 900 is brand new
starter.
God damn!
Wow.
Well, I just read an article on Ford, and they've been having some problems with quality, and so they're trying to get back to their slogan of at Ford, quality is job one.
Okay.
I think somewhere they slipped along the way.
Oh,
dang,
man.
That's frustrating. I'm sorry, dude.
That's
all
fine.
I can tell you is if you can ever trade it and get a Toyota, man.
I'm riding that thing till it's done.
How many miles?
I don't know, man. I don't care. Listen,
how many you got on it?
160.
That's pretty good.
I see where you're coming from. I'm kind of the same way with my truck, Travis. Like, you put so much money into it, there's no point in switching up or getting a new one.
I just got to keep running with it.
Yeah.
Well, you got to figure a new vehicle. What do you think you would get for your Ford?
I don't know. 25, maybe.
25 grand. A new Toyota costs you how much with the cap? 50? 50?
Yeah, I bet 50, 55, depending on the.
So if I was to get a new truck, which I will, it would be a GMC.
Oh, that's right. You want the big boy truck.
2500 H Duramax,
right?
The Denali series, jacked up tires.
So
Diesel?
100 grand.
Oh yeah, it'd be 100 grand.
Oh geez.
Yeah, so that's why I'm not doing it right now.
Makes sense.
No,
but that will be the next truck.
But yeah, that's one you have for.
I'm not going to get
years.
some little peon, 1500
peon.
Not another Ford F-150 V6 turbocharged
EcoBoost
junk. Yeah, EcoBoost.
EcoBoost. EcoBoost your wallet. That's what they should say on the site. EcoBoost your wallet. I made a funny Ford, but I said Travis some money back, and we're going to slam you nonstop on this stream.
Oh man. Listen, I know it's unrealistic. Nobody should own a GMC 2500 Denali.
Why?
Well, they're $100,000. They're 90 grand at least. That's dumb.
That's like a bass boat on a bass boat. So you'd be driving around with $200,000 connected.
For what's the point?
Crazy.
When I can do the same thing with this piece of crap out here.
Well, why do you want the big boy Denali truck?
I just like to, I just want to roll around town with that big beast on the back and
To show him you're somebody.
No, it ain't that.
Oh,
it ain't that.
what
I'd rather show up to a tournament kicking someone's butt that's in one of them Denali 2500s in a beat up old Ford that can hardly start.
So once you get the Denali, you'll be the target. I beat SmallmouthCrush's ass, and he drives around a 2500 Denali.
That's right.
With $70,000 of electronics on his boat. He sucks. He still can't catch him.
That's right.
You just set yourself up there, man. All right, keep running that piece of shit Ford. Beat everybody's ass. That doesn't seem too confident. Like this.
I don't even know what we're talking about.
You driving around in a souped up truck.
Yeah, someday.
You're going to do it.
Everyone's got a dream car or truck.
I agree. I
You know?
used to have it when I was 22.
I mean, listen, realistically, if I wouldn't mind, I could see myself in the newer Toyota, just standard, just a nice, reliable truck, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know anything about GMCs. Are they reliable? Are the Denali's reliable?
I don't think anything.
Here's what I know about Toyota. They're fucking bulletproof. A lot of them. I mean, holy hell, man. All you got to do is look at the.
No, I know.
I mean, get something that's going to.
But at the same time,
man.
if I had the means to be able to flip or get a new vehicle every 2 to 3 years, I can't get on a lease program. Okay, I put too many miles on.
You drive too much, right?
So lease programs out. When you in my neighborhood, you look around. There's people with what those battery operated cars. You got Mercedes. You got you got some Land Rover, whatever they are, right? All over the place out here. These dudes are making minimum $550 lease payments on a, $80,000, $90,000 car to show off. Like, it's stupid.
Right.
Mercedes and BMWs all over this whole complex here, dude.
Well,
Ain't nobody with a truck out here.
I got
okay.
You.
They're all high end.
They're not bass fishermen,
and they're all doing leases, and they probably can't afford to make their monthly payments. They got credit card debt and all this other stuff. So, that never appealed to me. But I don't even know where I'm going with this story. But
neither do I. I mean, we're talking about your truck to tow a bass boat, and all of a sudden you talk about your neighbors. What?
Well, I'm just saying.
Travis is the real man of the neighborhood. He just pays his $500 a month to the Ford dealership to fix his truck instead of the $80,000 Tesla that his neighbor has. He knows what's up.
He's still ahead of the game, though. How many repairs did you have in 2021?
A few, man. I'm sure. Not as many. You
got to do the math, man. Is the truck paid for?
I got $15,000 on it still.
No,
I know.
I thought it was paid for.
So I bought it used.
Okay.
It's a 2017. I bought it in 2019.
Okay.
It had 15,000 miles on it. And I think I paid like $45 for it. And so we got it down to $15,000.
It's good. Doing good.
Yeah. It's probably a little less than that.
What would a new truck payment cost? I mean, it's all math, right?
A new truck, it would be about this. I mean, it's all math. It'd be another. So my truck, it would be another. To get a Denali like what I want, it's $1,000 a month, right?
See, you're still back to the Denali. I like it.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Your next truck is the Denali. Do I need a ladder to get into it? Oh, you'll have that for the boat.
You'll need a ladder, buddy.
You'll have that for sight fishing somewhere in the truck. So we're good. I'll be able to do it as long as I can use it.
If you can climb up there.
I know.
Just jump on the truck nuts. It's like a trampoline. It'll bounce you right up there.
Yeah. It's one of them big trucks, right? Like you got to yeah. That's going to really annoy you with how slow I get into that thing.
Oh, geez.
Oh, crap. Think I'm slow now? Get a Denali.
We'll get up there though. We'll have a sound system in there. We'll have the bass playing. We'll be playing your playlist rolling through Alexandria Bay.
I really haven't spent much time in AB with you, man, but apparently that's where you like to be.
We'll roll right through there, buddy.
All right. Turning some heads, man. Turning some heads. What a bunch of jackasses.
Pretty much. And then when we get to the ramp and you can't find a parking spot, well, because you got your Denali, you can basically just drive over the curbs there park in the grass, park wherever you want, dude.
All right, you
Drive
got
it
the
up that
Denali.
hill.
All
Call her
right.
a day.
I got you. I don't know which ramp you're talking about, but all right, let's do it. Good stuff, man.
Man. Man, we might wrap it. We'll wrap that truck.
Wrap that truck. I like
One
it.
side, Smallmouth Crush. The other side, Epic Eric's Bass Lab.
How much is that going to cost me? I was listening to Rage Against the Machine, and I was remembering that moment where you're driving 110 miles an hour, and you're like, and you just went, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
If you, I won't do what you tell me. And then you're screaming. He lost it because he wouldn't sing it. And then I finally goaded him into it. That would have been a GoPro moment. There's been many.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't not understand. So I'm trying to sell a prop. So this guy texts me, do you have the prop? I write, yes. Do you have pics of the prop? I write, it's still
in the box.
In box, never open. Okay, sorry. Won't buy like that. I understand. Well, I don't understand that comment. I meant... Anyways.
Interesting.
All right.
Yeah, Sean Lai says he loves him some Rage, man. Travis can sing it too, brother. You've heard him on that original Smallmouth Crush. I got a prop too, I think, somewhere. I got a prop for a Skeeter FX, man. Brand new in the box. I got it for taking a demo ride at a Bassmasters Classic, and I was on the commercial.
How about that whole shot?
Yeah, you remember it, dude. And so I got a prop. I'm selling a prop. I got to find the prop, but I think I got the prop.
Somewhere.
Oh, no, I got it. It's in the garage, man. I know I didn't sell the prop. What's that? What's a brand new prop run these days?
Depends on what kind.
What comes on an FX21? Yamadol.
I don't know. I'm trying to unload this one here.
It's a 3-blade.
I'm trying to unload this whatever this is, a Bravo 1 for $950.
Okay. At Mo Money, I'm gonna probably post it on my Instagram and see what people could just DM me. So you can follow me at Epic Eric Official at Mo Money.
Oh, what?
Oh, that's his name.
Oh.
Need to get rid of it. I don't have a boat. What am I holding on to a brand new prop for? I'll throw in a scarf, but I don't have one. Jig Squad. Oh, Jig Squad. You're telling Travis to throw in a scarf. Kuda said throw in a scarf with that prop, Travis, and you'll sell it like that.
I'm out of scarves, man.
I think you gotta get some at the next classic, just so you restock.
The nitro scarves?
Why not? Those are a hit in the auctions, man. What else are they gonna talk about if you don't have those?
I don't know, man.
Neither do I, man. I don't know. I'm thinking about another boat, but I think I want to get a small water boat.
23.5 pitch.
Okay, 23.5 pitch on Travis's. I don't know what my pitch is. Yeah, I might make a tiny boat. I don't know. Keep it up at Deep Creek. Go for the Western Maryland or the Maryland State record on a swim bait. I think it lives in Deep Creek. And then I got a West Virginia lake. Oh, my buddy's got a tiny boat for that lake. Trout and Bass Lake. Grows them big. Especially if they ain't never seen a big bait. It could be very, very good. But you could lose that bait on a piece of timber too, which could be very, very sad. Because there's standing timber in it. Wouldn't that suck, Alex? I mean, like first time out, you throw your glide. You've only got a couple of, and you're going for it. You catch nothing.
Your glides cost more than the mini boat you're in.
Yeah, and then lose the glide. I don't care if the record's in there. I lost another one.
I lost some of those swim baits from that guy that makes them. I don't know where he's from. He's from Tennessee area, maybe.
Yeah.
That Shad.
Makes
bluegills.
Yeah.
Who is
Mike
he?
Buka.
Bull Shads. I lost a couple of them in the day. back
What
in the
happened?
day.
You break off when you threw it, or did you
Probably.
lose it for a toothy critter?
No. It was either snagged or
it sucks.
yeah.
That's painful, man. You're not the only person
Oh
that's either
shoot! Somebody
casting one
wanted to
off or
ask
snagging.
David what was his biggest bag in a tournament or practice.
We just have to have him back on because he's
I
awesome,
know.
man.
There's all these things.
We'll have him
JP
on next year
Harrell
for his birthday.
JP, the biggest largemouth I caught out of Deep Creek. I didn't have a scale, but it was on a buzz bait, and I could put both my fists in its mouth. 8.5 out of a grass bed. That's before they killed the grass. It was so thick down at the southern end. Smallmouth and largemouth were living together in shallow bays, and it was August, and it was hot. And throwing horny toads and a buzz bait, a modified Bass Lab buzz bait, squealing like a PIG. It was one of the best topwater bites I've ever had. It was unbelievable. Like somebody threw a toilet in the water. It was in a milfoil patch. It was milfoil and hydrilla everywhere in that lake, and they've treated it now. So too bad.
Got it.
Yeah, double fist, bro. Yes, it was a while ago with Margaret's uncle, Uncle George.
Uncle George.
Yeah, man, he found a Rico too, in like a really old Rico, man, in a grass bed, and he threw that day. He was wearing them out on it, man. It was awesome. We stoning the fish, man. So much fun. Go out early and late because the boat traffic in the summer is really tough up there. You know, people are like tubing and stuff, and so jet skis everywhere. But when the lake breathes at about 5 o'clock, people get off the water. So you wake up early, get out there first light, work the grass beds, and then go out, you know, at about 5:30, 6 o'clock, fish till dark. It's a great night fishing lake too, man. They eat at night, heavy in the summer. Caught a walleye on a storm chug bug, Travis. A walleye on a storm chug bug. Yep. Same night, caught a 21.5-inch smallmouth. Thought I lost my rod and reel because I'm holding the smallmouth, getting lure out. He like flicks hard, knocks. The rod is on the deck. I'm working the lure out of his mouth. He hits the rod, knocks it into the lake. And the fish is in the lake. The rod's in the lake. And I'm like, holy hell. It's pitch black. So I have my flashlight. I can't see anything. It's like 6 foot deep. I was casting it maybe 2 or 3. And I'm like, shit. And I look down and the chug bug is stuck into the carpet. And I was able to pull my rod and reel up. Isn't that crazy? Black storm chug bug, OG. The old ones are a little bit better than new ones. Interesting topwater bait, man. The chug bug it is. Nothing like it quite like it out there. It's a sleeper. Sure enough. Anybody throw the chug bug anymore? It was GLX, Sean, not my NRX. I'm talking a long time ago. So it was when I first got it. They didn't even have NRXs back then. So it was in the old or it might have been it was GLX. Could have been IMX, but I think it was GLX. Yeah, storm chug bug, man. Mark D, yes. Let's see. Chug bug, vintage. Maybe I have one of them in the box. Oh, that's the Rico box. Vintage Pop R. Oh, there they are. There's a vintage one. Storm chug bug and bone.
I actually
put a little V on the bottom.
This would be a good topic for anyone that's still
see
listening.
The printing on the bottom. Anyway, storm chug bug. Ever seen one in rainbow trout, Travis? What? This is the lure section of the and this little perch color.
While you're showing off baits,
I'm sorry.
I want to give you guys a quick update because I know a lot of people ask. And Richie,
do it.
I sent an email to Richie about ordering my new Camus and what I wanted on it next year, and he wrote back.
This is my bad MF. Go ahead. That's the one. That's my color right there.
He wrote back, out of curiosity, why do you want a Ghost without any Lowrance on your boat at all?
Think that's caught a few fish? Hold on. Let's listen to it. Just sounds a little different than the new ones. What's the difference? Maybe the plastic. I don't know. They just feel better.
Something. Anyways, I replied and said, I don't like the cables of the Ultrex or how loud it is. The Garmin Force, I went down that road a couple years back, and so I'm going to stick with the Ghost again. Although the Ghost is extremely loud, and I have to oil it up every time I go out. But
There's a frog pattern, man. What happened? Does anybody ever throw the frog pattern? And truthfully, that bullfrog pattern, what else does that look like? Don't sleep on the yellow. Travis knows. Travis knows all about that yellow belly, man. When the bluegills are popping in that grass bed, you know what that means. Sometimes that yellow belly frog can get you a super big bite. What? Oh, man, I forgot to talk to David about finesse crankbaits. Shoot.
Like we said, you gotta have him again next time.
Old De Palma brought out his finesse
Part
crankbait
three.
box, man. He talked about one of
Yeah.
the finesse crankbaits. I absolutely love a couple of the finesse crankbaits I love. Yeah, man. There he was, lending credence to the old finesse crankbait.
Anyway, so I decided to go back to Humminbird and Garmin for all my electronic needs for next year.
Are you going to invest in the Humminbird target lock?
No.
Not sold.
No.
Because I can tell you what, gives me a headache when you put that damn thing on spot lock. I see the fish touch spot lock and then it goes.
Here's
and
how
the
I'm going
fish
to
is
do it.
gone.
Here's how I'm going to do it next year.
All right.
I'm going to have a Humminbird 12-inch helix at the council for my
What'd you say?
Lake Master.
Where are you putting that?
Right where I said. For my Lake Master.
Okay, at the council.
The front of the boat.
And for my side image.
Okay.
And I'm putting the Garmin as well for their Lakeview map and their 2D.
Yep.
And my waypoints and everything will be in there.
Okay.
And then at the bow, I'm going with 2 Garmin's and a Humminbird for the 360.
Damn, you're still working with the 360. It's a good thing, man.
Got to.
I tell you, man, there's nothing like looking at what is going on out there, man. It just gives you a sense of like what's out there. You see it. It's a cool thing.
Nothing against Lowrance as far as so their C maps are not all that's cracked up to be, in my opinion. I invested a lot of money in a bunch of different C maps and for different regions, which I never even went to, but I thought I better have.
Sure. Well, Legendary Lakes. You had it for a reason.
Yeah. And it just didn't work out. Like I'm not real pleased with it. Waypoint management is great. Putting waypoints in 2D's perfect. Side image, I can get by with it. But active target versus live scope,
no comparison.
No comparison.
I agree. None. Now it might change in 2023. And you'll go like this. Ah, shit.
Right.
Because they'll improve it. I swear the active target cone is skinnier than the.
It's
than
not,
the,
but
than the it feels that way.
Yeah.
Feels
so
that way.
I'm gonna have. So instead of having having one permanently forward and permanently down like I do now, I'm just gonna run 2 transducers. I'm gonna have one forward on the trolling motor, and then I'm gonna put one on the pole, handheld pole, and it'll and probably I'll use it all the time, but it'll just
do
be
that
straight
motion
down.
again on the pole.
So, Travis, if Garmin came out with the exact same thing as Humminbird Target Lock and they called it, whatever they would want to call it, is that something you'd invest in?
No, because I don't want to use. I'm assuming it's a foot control thing, right?
Yeah.
So
that probably staggers. It's probably not smooth, super smooth. I can't get back real quick. With the handheld, I literally can just move it ever so slightly. Listen, I'm in spot lock already. I'm making pitches with a drop shot. I got a lot of water typically to get ready for that bite before that bait gets to that fish. So I don't mind swinging my bait out and having to grab the pole and just line it up perfect to see if I'm dead on with that fish or not. I do not. I've used in other people's boats that the different ones that spin the transducer for you with your buttons. It would drive me nuts if that's all I had. If I didn't have one on the trolling motor to hunt with my foot quick, and then have one that I can precisely use with my hand, I don't want to have another button to have to step on and try to get that lined up perfect. I'm just to me, I'm more comfortable just using my pole mount.
I gotcha.
Does that make? I mean, I'm sure some other guys just love it the other way. I can't do it the other way.
So I went fishing with I don't know, one of the best crankbait guys ever to fish North Carolina waters. He's a full-time crappie guide now. And he had made, before they had handheld units that you could, like, you know, all the things that you have now. He made one with out of PVC.
Sure.
And he would just lay on the front deck and he would put it in and he just smoothly turned it. And literally, I mean, for his crappie, like, he showed me some brush piles where the crappies were just, you know, like cordwood. And, you know, the spot lock spinning around, so you're not seeing anything, but he just throw that down and like scan and go, there they go. And he also showed me, this was extremely interesting. He fishes cur a lot. And he goes, man, watch this. There's some bass out there. As soon as I ping them with live scope, they will leave. And dock after dock, it started to happen. He goes, they're getting used to it, man. And it's something that he noticed over more and more people having live scope or whatever forward-facing sonar. The fish are starting to feel it and get impacted, especially in shallow water. Very, very interesting to me. You know?
And here's another thing, guys. So if you have your 360 and now you have another device mounted to your trolling motor, like I blew out my, I guess the hydraulic, the lift assist, and they won't give me a new one. Lawrence won't give me a new one because I have a 360 on the trolling motor. So you got to remember, that's a lot of weight and a lot of stuff on that trolling motor. That's why I don't need that extra, whatever that device is, whatever you want to call it.
The turret or the new one with. It's a great concept. I'm sure it works for some people, but man, that handheld one is slick. If I'm on a big school of smallmouth and I'm on anchor lock and I want to just take that whatever direction I want and just look, and I'm looking, there's one over there. Okay. Keep it right on it. Flip my bail, pitch my bait out to it, then grab it real quick. And I can actually see if I'm off a little bit. Did you have a turret? I mean, Sean's asking the question. You installed a turret. I thought you did.
They sent me one last year, but there was not enough room with my 360 and the turret and the graphs to make it work, at least on that nitro setup at the time.
I gotcha. Okay.
Makes
sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, hella bass said, I can only imagine the milfoil would catch on that Minn Kota system.
Sure, that's another thing. You got more stuff dragging.
Big time.
80% of the time, my live scoping is done with the trolling motor, and I'm fine. Like, even in big waves, I go with the wind. Yeah, am I missing fish? Sure, but I line up my drifts. I let the wind take me. I target the fish. I try to hunt them. If I see one, I'll try to turn the boat around and get downwind so I can position the boat properly. But that's just me. But I'm glad I'm going back to just because I do still like that. I don't use my active target in the down mode as much as I used to use the Garmin because I'm not that happy with. And maybe it's just a palate thing, man. Like,
I don't know, dude. I honestly, I don't like it.
We used it when I was with you. I wanted to turn it on, and
we used it on Sunday. Remember when you didn't mind having me up front? And you know, it's hard to peer around you anyway because you're you know what I mean. It's just like it's not a big thing. But even still, when I had a good view, I found it really hard. When you gave me the trolling motor, when you're talking to your wife, catching up with her, I know I spotted a few. And I think you caught one of them because we were in that same area and you came up and pitched to him and caught that fish. It was fun, but man, they move out of that cone really fast. I just didn't see him as well as I used to see him on your live scope. That was my experience. And I don't spend a lot of time up there, but you know, I mean, I feel the difference.
Yeah.
And clearly you do too. And you spend a lot of time with live scope. So
I think if you had active target, I think I could get by with it.
Right.
If you don't know, if you never use live scope and you'd be fine with active target. Totally
Right.
fine.
Right.
So I'm not saying, oh, that's, you suck if you have active target. You certainly can catch fish with it. It's just not as precise in my mind.
Yeah.
All right.
Great
Good
show,
stuff.
man.
Good
Good
show.
discussion,
Good
man.
stuff.
Good stuff, Travis. Gary West Lawrence makes active target. All right.
So I use a 12-inch screen for my live scope. Would love to fit 3 16s up there, but I don't think I can.
It's just getting out of control, bro.
Unless I put one on like some sort of side mount.
Is there any way you could just fit one of the Johnston brothers up front? Hey, Corey, stand here for a second. Well, a day. I want to ride you around. You're on the turret, bro. Just keep talking. I'm taking notes.
Whose phone's going off? Is that you or me?
Eric from the Bass Lab's writing the check, Corey or Chris, whoever we're talking to.
Travis, I guess it's the only person who leaves their phone on noise mode the entire show every week.
Who's that?
You,
I don't
brother.
know.
Quack, quack, quack. What are you doing, Brody the Lake? Don't you know I'm on a live show? Are you serious? Brody the Lake has no clue that you stream on Monday nights.
I'm sure he knew, but he
got caught up in the big moment.
I got so many questions here. Do you ever wash your Sims Pro dry suit?
Great question.
Never owned a Pro Sims dry suit. Can't help you there, bud.
No, any type of. They make this special wash apparently. So it's DWR for your rain gear. I honestly, your rain gear can get kind of skunky, especially your lightweight rain gear in the summertime.
Yeah.
So it's called DWR. I don't know if anybody's got experience with it. I think I've washed one set in it. It seemed like it preserved the coating, whatever. It's made for it. So don't wash it with the other shit. Just put your rain gear in there. They sell it like outdoor stores. I think Bass Pro Shops probably has DWR. I think that's what it is.
I'm still digging that striker stuff, man.
Are you going to get me a lightweight striker XL, bro? In the lighter color. I don't want black.
Funds are a little tight right now, bud.
No, I'm buying it, bro.
Well, I mean, listen, I had to pay the full entry for the Ike tournament, the Smallmouth Crush Open. I had to pay the full. So I'm kind of tight.
You didn't pay no entry fee.
Sure I did. It was $500.
You sure about that?
I swear.
I want to audit the books then.
Uh-oh.
I'm going to pay in my own tournament.
There's going to be an audit.
I wrote the check. I gave.
I want to see
anyways,
a copy of
my
the
point
canceled
is,
check.
I'll get you
a copy of the canceled check. I know you got it. You do online banking, bro. Don't even try to hide behind it.
I paid cash.
All of a sudden, you just said check. I got you now. It's over.
Call up JP and ask him if I paid an entry fee.
Okay, we'll see about that.
JP ain't gonna lie.
Good point.
We'll have a discussion offline. There are some other accounting situations that we need to address.
Uh-oh.
Well, I appreciate the free dinners all week, Eric, but
free dinners, gas, what else?
One time.
One time?
Yeah.
Oh, more than once.
No.
And if it was less than once because you're an impatient MF, like I'll take a minute to get out of the car and I'm like, I got this. And I'm like taking a minute to get out of the car and he's already stuck saying, I don't have time to wait for you, dude. I'm like, then fucking pay on your own, bro. Good night. You ain't the only one that's impatient with me, by the way. So
I know. Who else is
like a slug? I'm not telling you to give you any ammunition.
Does your wife?
Is your wife patient with you?
I'm asking you.
I'm asking you, X-Files. What?
Do you guys?
Do you talk about aliens with your wife?
Does she ever question?
Of course.
Really? What does she say?
Of course. This is not suitable for the stream, man. We don't talk about our personal business on the stream.
I just want to know.
I've known my wife since I've been like a paper boy, bro. Of course.
Okay, but were you fast back in the day and you started getting a lot slower and she's starting to take notice and calling you out more? That's all I'm asking. I'm just wondering.
Brother, my wife is a fast walker, man. She's a busy bee. So at the end of the day, man.
So when you go into the store, grocery shopping together, she's just waiting on you constantly.
Never.
Okay.
Nope.
All right.
No, we conquer and divide, bro.
Okay.
We got a system, man. We work it
Because,
out.
and here's another thing. Like, so when you're supposed to be up there to practice early, and we planned this for months, and you decide to stop at Fat Nancy's for some stupid ass reason again, and spend 2 hours in these little side stores along 81.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Well, would you tell me that you don't
Fat Nancy's?
Since okay, so here's the deal. So Cortland braid, right? You dab me up, but you dab me up in the 30, 40, 50, and 65 pound braid. I wanted to use 5 pound Cortland braid with you for the first time, right? And I would really like to have used the yellow. So I go into Fat Nancy's. Of course, they don't have any 5 pound Cortland braid in yellow. So I think I had to buy 5 pound Power Pro. Sorry, Cortland. I really want to try to fish it, but I still don't have any. And Travis was like, I don't look what I have. I'm using. I said, okay, that's fine. I do.
But when you arrived, you saw a nice spool of 5 pound sitting on the cooler waiting for you. Bud.
But I wasn't sure that you were wanting to give me any of it. So I bought my own and it was Power Pro. I really would have liked the yellow. All you gave me was green because I understand now. And for anybody that's never used yellow, the benefit of it is when you are dragging and it's low light, there is no way, and you're 59, you're not going to see the green braid against that water. Maybe when I was 20, because I had 25 vision at one point, right? I'm still 20/20, by the way. Yeah, I just got a new pair of glasses. These aren't them, but they're coming. Anyway, so yeah, yellow would have been nice. It certainly, I can see how it really, really helps you figure out where the hell your line is. Maybe you see bites. So one day I'll fish with some yellow line from Cortland, maybe in 2023. So Brooks, if you're listening, and you happen to send my line to Travis, just send me a note of what you sent Travis that was intended for me, because maybe he didn't have my spool of 5. I'm not sure. I don't think they were out of 5, were they? But I have been using it for big baits, and I like it, by the way.
I got to share something real quick that you guys might find entertaining.
Okay.
Market 125. They're so mean, man. I don't think heat and fluorocarbon mix.
Right here.
Is that what I got yesterday?
Remember this line, a spool of line I
We
gave
got
you in the
5
tournament?
grand on the line. I got a melted spool of. Let me ask you a question. Would you put that on your line? Melted spool. I mean, I don't know.
Travis goes, it's fine, man. It's fine. It's only been heat treated for a year.
And I was expecting them to be loaded up here, even though I haven't fished it all year. We were in the area. I marked one. Here's the result.
Oh, what? Was it a sheep's head?
That was that damn Northern.
Who's that guy from Louisiana?
No, this is the JP. This is our Dick Garlock Memorial Tournament.
Oh, look how nice the weather was.
I know, right?
God. Why did I get to fish that one with you? Ah, jeez.
I don't know, man.
I just got unlucky, man, with the weather. Look at JP. He wasn't deciding. He decided to reel fast. He was trying to hold on for a bite.
He knows to get out of my way.
Oh, yeah. He knows.
But I don't understand why he grabs a net like instantly when we're in 30 feet of water and he knows it's going to take.
You just never know. You just never know.
Fish in.
And look, he gets a chance to take his jacket off. Yeah, he makes Travis look small.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, he does. He can drive a Denali. You can't. Wow, this is a long wait period.
It's edited too.
Travis, are you kidding me?
No, I swear this was a 10-minute fight.
Why? It looked like a 3-pounder. It's a 3-pounder.
No, it's so
That
watch
ain't
this.
that ain't no 4-pounder.
So here we get into a little fight, not a fight, but an argument. So
Why?
watch him catch this fish,
Yep.
and he's calling it 4 pounds all day long.
Right.
So I'll show you how I handle the situation here.
Holy crap! Look how nice that weather is. That's crazy beautiful.
Pretty big. It's 4 pounds, bud.
4 pounds, bud.
4 pounds. I'm gonna put him on the scale.
No, you're not.
So you stop dealing with this.
No, you're not. Going in the well.
Put him on the scale to see what he weighs. He's less than 4 pounds.
I don't think he's less than 4.
It was 401, but whatever.
Well,
I've
I think
already
he-
tossed that fish. I don't understand why he got so damn excited over this.
I think he wins the contest. Less than 4 pounds.
All right. Okay. All right. You understand. All right. Your 5s are 4.5. Good job, bud.
What's JP doing?
He's tying his bait on, and I got
Okay.
one spotted.
Got him. Big one.
He took way too long to jump up. Way too long to jump.
You were close to that fish.
Yeah. Way too long to jump up.
Yeah, but that fish just took you for a ride. Wow. Travis, he jumped next to the boat and then just took off.
Yeah.
I mean, literally, that fish was 5 feet from the boat. Did he peel drag out? Because I didn't hear it. I heard a little bit of it. Oh, wow. He still got you running.
Come on, get him in there.
He's pulling, man.
He got him eventually. I was proud of JP here.
You get a spot lock. That's right here.
Got him. Big one.
Go JP, right?
Yeah.
Anyways, I'm still
Look
finishing
at
this.
that weather. I mean, that is just glass. Oh, my gosh. You guys could run anywhere, dude. How nice was that?
Oh. Giraffes are not that quick. You would have loved it, Eric.
Oh my god, I want to be up there one day like that.
Here,
That'd
I
be so
want
much
I want
fun.
since we're looking at videos, let me show you something.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can find it. There it is. I want to show you one of the best a couple clips here. I guided these guys. Look how cool this. Look how nice the weather
Oh my
was here.
gosh.
Just look at
Oh,
this. This is unreal, dude.
smallmouth.
Wow.
That's
Look at that
good
fish.
name.
Drop that straight down. Watch this.
Wow, I see the fish too. That's so crazy.
Little shake, little shake.
Leave it, leave it.
Little
Shake it, shake it. No, leave it, leave it. You got him. Get him. Yes, dude.
Oh.
Let's freaking go.
Look at that.
Oh my.
Yeah.
I got a double,
All
right?
Get you some
Double,
of
right?
that.
Double, right?
Yeah. Dude,
That's
it
so
was
cool.
That is so
That's
awesome.
Look how
sickness,
nice
man.
that lake was, dude.
Oh man, this is amazing.
Maybe one day, bro.
Yes, dude.
That is
That's
a
so cool.
stud, dude. That is a stud.
God.
Let's go, baby.
Woo! That's awesome, bro. Really nice job, Travis.
Oh my god.
Yes, dude.
That's a good one.
Oh my god.
Let's freaking go.
What?
All day long, bro.
Stepping up your game, bro. Dude, that's tight, bro. Yeah.
Let's go, man.
Yeah, brother.
Chunks, man. All right, beautiful day on Lake Ontario. You guys ready?
We're ready, man.
It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun.
We're not in the cleanest of water.
All right, there you go, Holmes.
Dude, very good compilation,
Thank
man.
you.
A lot
Thank
of
you.
fun.
Good,
man.
yeah.
They should be really happy with that, man. Maybe I should hire you one day to like do a vid for me and just watch you stand with your hands behind your back and
That
put
was
me on the
funny.
fish like that in flat calm water, man.
I
How
know,
much are
dude.
you again? Yeah,
That was a
maybe I'll
tough
pay
day for me, bro.
That's got to be hard. I know you love the fish, and it's but man, you put them on the fish. That they're from Louisiana, right? So that, I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah, yeah.
honestly, you gave them a memory for life, man.
Heck
You
yeah.
gotta be proud of that. And now they got it on film, which is even better, bro.
Oh yeah, I had there was a couple that I filmed this week. We actually had pretty decent trips. The worst, well, it was a tough day after that tournament JP and I fished. We caught them, just not giants, you know what I mean?
Right.
It was a tough one for some reason. We looked
I mean,
everywhere, man.
You
Everywhere.
can't this, I mean, it's fishing, bro.
Yeah.
All right. I mean, your Saturday and Sunday with the ABA and Smallmouth Crush Open. Tough days back to back. What are you going to do? And then Sunday, 3 tough days in a row for us. Friday was good. But man, I'm telling you, wow, that humbled me.
Oh.
Ain't so easy.
I mean, I don't know. You had a pretty good
Friday? Saturday after the tournament was fun.
New entries to add to the pile that we had. This is going to be.
I know. You still organized.
You had pretty good practice, bro.
Yeah, it was fun, man. I love this. This is cool, man. I like how I get to ride in the boat to the ramp.
I know.
That's the perfect location, bro. Look at that. Spider-Man.
That's dangerous.
Dude, he can jump. That butterfly followed us for like 20 minutes. Beautiful fish, man. Look at that thing. Look how deep that fish was into the pole, man. Sweet. I remember that fish.
Do you?
Yeah. Here I'm just trying to stay in the boat. That's so cool, man. Listen to that drag, bro.
I'll get him. No. Flip him. Make fish stay. You're good right there. This is by PB.
here we are in the flats class. It's a different way to approach a smaller. Travis, if you get stuck, do this call.
Cacao! 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 Cacao!
Check back later for a result. Yep.
He really did wade.
On Lake Ontario. Not something you'd expect to see, but he's trying it. That's him over there. Wading.
I tried to do
Kind
it
of like
with
trout
Wisconsin.
fishing for smallmouth. Got some nice current. He's playing the current. Gonna see him if he goes out of sight. I don't know what I'll do. I think he's on his own at this point. I didn't expect to be wading today. I mean, I didn't expect to be wading. So I'm not prepared for what I'm seeing. I can't exactly describe what I'm seeing, but you see it. It's different. He is different.
Well, guys, there's a little hole back there I wanted to check out.
It's the first time he's going on a walkabout. True.
If you're wondering, they were not there.
Nah, but nothing ventured, nothing gained is what they say. Tagged it first. Came back out. Another one with him. Look at it. Little one. See him? Right there with him. Not big though. Bigger. Another one. That's a good one with him. See him right there.
Just like, nah, not big enough.
Came in.
Why are you sizing up my little one?
You know?
Just like, nah. Cast the other way. Not worthy. Travis can see smallmouth like crazy good. You were dialed in that day, bro. I'm like, no, I don't see that smallmouth. It was ridiculous.
That's the fourth one.
That's that one.
That's the fourth one.
Oh yeah, you did lose a lot that in the beginning.
What's going on with you, man?
That's the one. Ben from Hooked Up Tackle.
Let me see it. What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? He's 0 for 4, folks. I don't know what's going on with SmallmouthCrush, but he better get his act together. 0 for 4 on the drop shot. That's unusual.
Unusual. He got his act together. Let me just say that.
Better get this one in. That's big, bro. Don't be grabbing your line like that. Like some rookie.
I just wanted to test it out.
7 days. You tighten your reel sit down? What? This is weird, man. He's off. What happened there?
We got problems.
That's an 0 for 5.
This is Friday before the Saturday tournament. I'm worried at this
Not going
point.
through your guides wrong?
Check back later. He's working on some stuff. Oh, he works it out. Trust me.
You got a beast.
Oh.
So I'm not the only one.
I know, right? I was pissed. That was a good one, man.
Come on, Eric.
He just had it in his
I don't see
skin.
me busting you for that one.
I know.
There he is. That's a good one. Look at this one. Is it a pickerel?
A pickerel.
Whatever.
Oh, the Northerns.
Northerns. Said, that was that grass fish, right? I thought I was licking my chops. That was a cool spot, man, that you found. Remember that?
Oh, I remember.
Another one we couldn't get to on tournament day. 6-foot rollers coming in. Dude, you beast handle these fish. It's crazy.
Just bought it.
He just goes like, I swear, Alex.
I saw 3 fish.
It's like the claw in the machine, man. He ain't scared at all, bro. And toothy critters. He did that with like the 40-pound muskie too, right?
I guess we'll save that clip. Like saving more than clips.
Everlasting drop shotter.
Ruined the day.
What'd you throw?
Oh yeah.
What'd you throw?
Yeah. That was the bait.
We're saving that. Travis thought he was throwing the bait in the water. He threw the cap to the marker. Save it. I honestly did. Yes. That's a 5, everybody. Oh yeah.
This was a tournament.
Get that beast in the boat. That was a good one.
All
Is that one of the big ones, Travis?
It was all right.
You caught some big ones that day.
125. They're so mean, man. Call them mean mouths. Well, let's just go back here and land them in a comfortable spot. That's what I do. Giant. Take that.
How come we don't get any cool music?
I don't know.
What a run. Was that even a big one?
No.
I can never guess how big
I
they
think
are.
that was a largemouth.
Oh, was it? Oh, yeah. Might have been.
Oh, it's a largemouth. My first Ontario largemouth.
That was kind of cool, man. I love that area, by the way.
Ontario largemouth. I didn't know they lived here. Still got them. Look.
Anyways, you caught a few fish, bro.
My first time I've ever tried to go two for Tuesday. Didn't work. But you know.
We did double up.
I got him. I got him.
I remember this moment.
That I was chasing that big bitch for 25 minutes, bro.
Oh, dude, that thing was going zoom, 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 zoom. That was so crazy. Remember that fish? He would not sit still.
I didn't know.
You got him though.
I hunted that bitch, dude.
I literally never thought that fish would bite. That was pretty cool to watch.
I do have big ears.
And then I did a still picture instead of turning the camera on, right? You got mad at me.
No, I'm gonna do one of these.
Let's do this.
Let's do it.
Thanks for coming along, bud.
Hey man, thanks for having me.
Guys, so we got the seats up, so we have camera positioned here.
Yep.
So we're not gonna have the greatest footage.
First annual Smallmouth Crush Open. How you feeling this morning?
Anything
says it
can
all.
happen today.
It's true.
More than likely,
Mm.
we'll be good for 18.
You got a great riding boat, though, I will say. And you're a hell of a wheel man on this big
There we
lake.
go. Let's get out.
Let's get back safe. Let's have fun.
Hey man, that boat is awesome. By
Lake
the way,
Ontario.
you drive it great.
Smallmouth Crush Country.
Yeah.
Straight up, man.
So
that is
the day
a
started
great
Here's the
job.
first fish of the morning.
I remember.
Big
Forward
bitch.
to it. We did all day.
Yep.
Catch 4 more big ones.
Oh God! You're a panic meister in a derby, man. You turn into somebody else. Oh God!
I got it.
I got it.
Good job, man.
What a beast.
He wants one of them plaques bad.
I don't think we can fluorocarbon mix.
All
Is
right.
that what I got yesterday?
We're back at the beginning.
We got $5,000 on the line. I got a melted spool of.
Let me ask you guys a question. Would you put that on your line? He gives me the melted spool. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. We'll find out.
So this was a disappointing fish. I went out deep. That's a pig. And I was expecting them to be loaded up here, even though I haven't fished it all year. We were in there. I marked one. Here's the result.
Oh, what?
The northern.
No. Oh man.
I thought that was a big small.
Well,
hell yeah, he did.
You can watch him claw it. In waves. I'd be in the water, head first.
That is crazy.
No, you think I'm kidding? I would absolutely be in the drink with the northern stuck to my finger.
He one-handed that thing.
I ain't lying, dude. It's like, okay, I'm getting the hell out of there. Get the net. Don't fall in. This is one of our 5 bass we caught that day.
That was a good one. That would have been nice. We just couldn't get it going out on the lake, so we ran back in the river. Who did we run into?
JP.
JP.
Here he is. He's on my shit, guys.
Well, then this won't make the clip.
Oh, come on.
Hurry up.
I'm trying.
Looks like you'll win this thing.
Booyah.
JP and the operator, Gino.
All right, we're back. It was a rough day for us, as usual, with the big winds.
Rough day, couldn't get to the lake.
I'm a lake guy, guys. My weakness was exposed here. But
You need to earn that river rat sticker.
but we had only 2 good ones, so we threw them back. But we put one in the live well away because
You were counting on me for 2 good ones. I got 2 little ones. You got 2 good ones. What can we do?
We literally
Let's go
only
see
caught
who's
5.
going to win this thing.
We got a 5
That's
fish,
crazy.
19 pounds, 0.57.
Where are you guys from?
Canada, Montreal, Canada.
Kent. There's the greenheads. Nice. I like the Western style music. This is fun, man. Winner.
Okay, for 21.73 pounds. Oh, yeah. 20.33 pounds. 20.33.
What?
There you go. That's quite the largemouth for the St. Lawrence River at 5.81 pounds. Beautiful fish, Laker River. I think we got a new leader here.
Yeah, I just want to thank everybody for showing up.
It was a good event, well run. No BS. You know,
I mean, super efficient grandmaster.
Yeah.
Gino, the operator, man.
we had the American bass anglers here to help us out with live release and the stage and the microphone. You know, and that way Travis didn't have to buy a way tray.
This Jeff Randall with the American Bass Association's hunt at the stage, scale, tanks, live release boat, all iced down, ready to go. So those fish are back out there to catch another day. The scales are officially closed. I got to go in the back and get the money thing situated, and I'll be back with you guys in a couple minutes.
Well, first I want to say, JP,
That's
there you
awesome,
go.
dude. I love that
Great
Western
stuff.
music at the end.
That was good. Yeah.
That's fantastic, man. Great editing, man. I like some of the flavor that's coming.
I'm getting
through, bro.
better. It's gonna,
You are.
you know, it's more of a timing thing, dude, than anything.
I know, but I mean, I like a lot of the quick moves, and you got a lot of excitement for those 2 guys from Louisiana. I liked how our video started out, man, and some very funny moments, man. Always good. You're doing good, man. Good job.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, man. Good job, bro.
All right.
Great recap, man. This was a fun way to wrap up the show, bro.
There you
Nice
go.
work. Give Travis a hand, everybody. He's back.
Okay.
He's back. Travis is
We
back
got
in the
him.
house with Smallmouth Crush. He's reinvigorated, re-energized, and ready for 2022. The last half of the year push to make this business a success. I'm looking forward to 2023. You got some things cooking on the books over there, man,
Oh my
which is
God.
really nice, man. The TRM, it's a secret code for something he's got cooking. It's big news, man. He's got a big ID. Might be bringing it to the forefront. Stay tuned at a later date for a big announcement from Smallmouth Crush.
Hey, by the way, I didn't get to this, but I wanted to talk about some of the top baits real quick that have been working for us. Okay.
Us?
Well, you were out there.
Oh yeah, okay, that's fine.
Yeah. What were they?
Let's talk about it.
The Beast Coast Sniper Jig Dragon. We caught him
Yep.
on that. We caught him on the Gajo Ned. I've been using the Ned and that purple green pumpkin.
That's Paradise, right?
Yep, but we're three knuckles cutting it.
Right on.
That's what I was used in the Dick Garlock tournament on those deep fish. Of course, the drop minnow has been pretty key drop shotting that. Not
Spirit
this color,
Shad.
the Crush. Yeah, Spirit Shad, of course. And I did want to mention there's 2 new colors to the Beast Coast Sniper Jig. If you guys follow them on Instagram, you would notice. But this is the OW Sniper. This is peanut butter and jelly. So
PBJ, baby.
They came out with a PBJ this week. It's on their website. And then they have one that's called Brown Craw, which has got a little bit of orange and brown in it. Very cool.
Very orangey.
Very. Which would have worked really well. So I've noticed, and I'm just going to tell you guys this. There's certain groups of fish on the lake that I believe their diets, or I'm not saying they all. So there's different areas. There's a couple areas on the lakes where there's a big crayfish, and the crayfish are red and orange. And I feel like these fish come up in this area to gorge on crayfish alone. And we actually, I don't know, did we go there in the tournament, Eric? No. JP and I went there in our tournament the next day or that week.
Because you had that nice flat calm water. We could drive around the lake at 70. Holy shit.
And man, dude, heartbreaking. So JP hooks up, fought one for a very long time. And the only thing I could think, it jumped twice. It was big. It was 5+. It would have really helped us.
Yeah.
The only thing I could say was that he shouldn't have done. He spotted one following it, and I think he gave it time for me, which it was a key fish. It happened so quick. Yeah. I would have thought he had all the time in the world because it literally jumped twice. He fought it for a good 3 minutes, and of course it popped off on the next jump. Not 45 seconds after he pitched, I threw that special tube. Remember we painted up those tubes?
Yeah.
I threw in that tube and got bit again. And he
wow.
got off. Yeah. Those are crazy.
Yeah, because you did have that tube pre-dipped ready to go, and it never went in the game. I remember it. So you had them ready for your Dickie Garlock. I mean, they were probably still sitting in the boat ready to go. I thought it was cool because that's one of my favorite colors for, largemouth, man. That brown orange, I mean, especially like in a, any type of a mustardy orange, spring crawl, call it. I mean, it just gets bit. I mean, spring crawl is one of my favorite crankbait colors of all time. And it's it kind of be like this, I mean, brown top, kind of that burnt orange side, and then some yellow on the. I mean, it just gets bit. I've caught a lot of big fish on that color.
And we've been soaking that scent. We've been soaking that scent in that Procure pretty good. Someday I want to have a true discussion about scent. Now's not the time, but
yeah. Well, you kind of did with Travis Myers on your show, bro.
Yes, I guess. I mean,
Taco Ito, bring him on, man. Smallmouth Candyland.
Yeah, we've been totally. I mean, you've seen that bag. I've been pulling out Those guys
Well,
and everything.
Yeah, I mean, I had to steal one in New York, but I didn't really know you had 2 bags, and you were giving me the non-scented ones.
Not
but
the
that's
last
okay.
time. In our tournament, you were.
Oh yeah, no,
had
you
free
gave
will.
them to me.
Getting
We
the
did.
good stuff.
That's why I caught 3, and you caught 2. I had the scented ones. You gave me an equal chance. I
Dude, we had
appreciate it.
2 studs. We couldn't find 3 more.
I had 3 more, but they weren't big. But at least I caught them. We had 5 freaking bites all day. Who would have thought that on the St. Lawrence? Are you kidding me? I was freaking out.
We did some dumb stuff, man.
I didn't do anything, bro.
I fished.
What are you going to ask
history-
me? Where you want to go? I'm like, okay, let's go over here. I don't know shit about that.
Remember
place.
when we started adventuring out further and further into the lake?
All I know is I kept asking, when are we going to the F word? And we never got there until after the tournament and absolutely scorched them. And you said, bro, it's in the rotation. And we never got there. That was we were going there in the morning. I'm not saying those fish would have been there because you can't say they were. And there might have been 5-footers. And I wouldn't have been fishing. I'd have been holding the net in the middle of the boat and trying to net them. Yeah, you think like you know that spot,
bro?
And you know the wind. How hard?
I went there Monday. I went there Monday.
Wait, time out. Tell me something about the tournament day. How hard would it have been blowing at that spot that we went to after the tournament when it calmed down? During the tournament, was it fishable? Was it fishable?
Yes.
Okay. Got it. And at the end of the day, you made the right call in your brain. You just got it out of rotation, and we fished it after the tournament, which was not the right time.
Yeah.
Literally had 21 pounds in a half hour.
So the next day I went back there.
Tell me, were they still there?
Yeah, there was 25 pounds swimming around.
Oh my God.
That was Monday morning.
Were they there for you in the Dickie Garlock tournament?
Never stopped there.
What?
We had a lot of places to get to, bud.
What? Why?
Because
25 pounds the next day and never went
I
there.
could show you a lake map of all the places where I know I've caught big fish and they live.
Bro, you've forgotten more places than most people know on that.
But my
place.
point is there's too much. You know how
I understand.
Oh, that was with JP. I was saying the same thing because when JP and I went out to those deep fish, and then I said I had a hunch, and I ran to a spot, and they were there, and we only caught 1 out of there, but there was 8 of them there,
right?
And then after that, there was 2 hours of me just running old history shit that didn't produce, that could have at any second. You know what I mean?
Right.
And then the wind did kick up. And we even went to JP's Rock that had 30 of them on it 6 days ago.
Well,
guess how many were on it? 0.
He didn't catch any the day of.
I understand.
He caught one. One good one though.
Yes.
Yeah,
there was 0 on it
in the ABA for the 5th place finish.
Then we went to the crayfish spot, and this is about 11 o'clock.
Okay.
And we were throwing back little ones, but we had 3 decent fish in a live well, and he loses that one, and I lost that one.
Wow. So there you go. That might have been
now at 11 o'clock, as we're driving back into the river, we're like, we totally messed up. But then we got on that shallow spot where we went. You and I went there and didn't catch him, but I caught him there in practice 4 days prior. Remember?
That's right.
I told you there's 6s and 5s here all the time.
Yep.
We didn't see shit.
That's
JP
great.
and I pulled in there. We caught 4 more big ones right there.
Wow.
So
let me ask you a question. From at 11 o'clock when you were at the crayfish spot or whatever time that was, how far was the place we went to after the tournament with 25 on it?
From there?
Yeah, from the crayfish spot to there.
Well, I passed it on the way to the shallow spot.
I don't even understand why I don't get it. I don't get
there
why
might have been might have been a boat on it.
Okay, fair. Now that makes sense to me.
Might have been.
Maybe.
Look, man, tournaments are all about decisions. Nothing wrong. You ran your program. I had nothing to offer. That's your body of water.
I had a guide trip during the Thousand Island Open.
Yep.
And It was a day I had off, and I was just messing around, and I was fishing this area.
Yeah.
You're familiar with the area. And
Okay.
one of the competitors from the Thousand Island Open came up and wanted in. And I didn't, and I just drifted down, let him have it. I didn't think twice. I'm like, whatever, I'm good. I'm just out here having fun. So I left, and he messaged me like 4 days later and thanked me for, like, I didn't know who he was, but he found me and said he appreciates me letting him have that spot. They caught him off of there.
Wow.
So,
wow.
Yeah. They're there,
Good
bro.
stuff, man.
I mean,
Good
it's hit
stuff,
or miss,
bro.
dude.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, I've fished that spot hundreds of times in my life. That's why I'm not as motivated as you are to get back there. Like, I've been there many days when there's zero fish there.
I get it.
Many days there's zero. It's like,
I
where'd
get
they go?
it.
And you
No,
go back
I get
2
it.
hours later and it's loaded.
That's so crazy
So
how they come in and move out.
That's
so weird, man. They must be on that flat because you know we were dragging that flat and they were there,
Well,
and then they get close.
that flat.
And they move, and they were feeding on bait
Eric,
fish.
I didn't tell you any of this. Remember, we went down that flat for quite a while that day in practice and didn't catch shit.
Yep.
Didn't catch nothing.
Yep.
And then I showed you those other things that were right there.
Yeah.
Remember those other things?
I do remember those other things.
Okay. Then, so guess what happened?
I like how we're talking in code.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
So you
great
know,
info. I'm writing all this down.
you know, one of the top guys in our tournament caught their fish right there.
Oh shit.
And the day before, I caught him further the other way as well.
I remember the other way.
Yes, so they're the other way, not the
Oh
other
my
way.
God, not the other way.
So that's where JP and I caught him too.
See? What the fuck? We should have gone there.
That's how it is, dude.
We would have had smallmouth crush hand carved plaque, hand whittled smallmouth plaque. Unbelievable, man. So crazy, dude. Great show, man. We still got 123 people. We gotta go. It's 11:30, man. It's reminiscent of the old days.
Way too late.
It is, man.
We're gonna have
Good
a short
stuff,
one
though.
next week, guys. So get here early.
Right on.
We'll get you on your way, I promise.
All right, man. Good
As
stuff,
always,
Travis.
until next
AI.
time.
We'll see you on the water.
See ya.
All right. See you.